what's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all, an official Modern Horizons 3 release day to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Noel and Torin, and Dude Bro Man Guy, and Ishar, and Bert, and Duka Bunny, and Dr. Shandor? How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular week, and I am super excited because Modern Horizons 3 is officially here, which means we actually get to start exploring these sweet new... My moto is really lagging. Oh god, that's not good. We get to start exploring these sweet new cards, and today we might play some additional stuff, but we're going to start off with some Nadu, because I gotta know, is this Hogaak? I have seen people saying this is Hogaak, and it seems really busted in Commander, and it felt pretty scary on Early Access Day, but we had to find out, is this card actually, like, legit? Is it scary? Is it fine? Do we gotta worry about it? So that's what we're gonna start off with. We'll probably play some other stuff as well. Have you seen Ral shooting up in price? Yeah, I think the best I can figure it's because of Storm. I've seen some people messing around with like mono red Storm with Ral in it, so maybe that's the reason why. But yeah, I mean, it is a good Storm card, obviously. The question is it good enough to bring Storm back? Because Storm is pretty low in the meta. No Scoot Swarm, just because Springheart and Tucko is essentially Scoot Swarm for one less mana. And in Modern, just like efficiency is so important. So the idea of this deck, if you've never seen this deck, it's actually, Ral was the best of the flip blockers? No, I disagree. No, that can't be true. No, really? You think Ral's the best flip blocker? On my flip blocker rankings, Ral is near the bottom. Like, I think Ral's good, but it only does like one thing in one deck. And the question is, how good does it actually make that deck? What's up, Mother Frogger? How are you? So we'll find out. Maybe we'll play some Storm at some point. Mono Red Storm with Ral and Medallion seemed pretty good. Did a video all day, and I did a video a day all week on all 5 flip blockers. What are your rankings, Doug? Where would you rank Ral as far as flip blockers? I think the ones I would put at the top are a Johnny and Tamio. I'm still I would say a Johnny Tamio at the top. Grist a tier below them. Honestly, it pains me to say this because the one I was most excited for is actually Sorin. Sorin so far, and we'll have to see, like, it's so early. It's like release day. But my early access day impression of Sorin is that Sorin wasn't as good as I thought, or like harder to build around than I thought. So that one's moved down to like the next tier, and then I would have Ral at the bottom tier. Not that Ral is bad, just that Ral's only really a Storm card. Like, you're not going to just play it in other decks. When cards like Tamio or Johnny can fit in multiple archetypes, even Grist can fit into multiple archetypes. Arocalypse for the 51st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Anyway, let's do our reminders. Let's get into some leagues, because we gotta find out if Nadu is Hogaak, and then we might play some other stuff as well. I don't know, we'll play some janky stuff if we have time to do some more matches after this. I get 3 fetch lands in my in a pre-release box. That is a really good release box. Ral is a very expensive mana rock. Repeatable mana rock though. Blue cheese. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Also, thank you to everyone who donated yesterday during the charity stream. That was an interesting and fun Commander game. That was a really fun game. So reminders, replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, lots of Modern Horizons 3 stuff coming out. It's already going up from Early Access Day, so you'll see a ton of that on the YouTube. A shout out to our sponsor today, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can come over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they'll hook you up. Lelia in Modern. Ooh, I think Lelia is good enough for Modern. Like, Lelia saw play in Legacy, right? I think it's been Power Crab now, but when are you scamming in Timeless? Oh, I think Scam in Timeless, that's the other deck. The 2 decks, we might actually Scam in Timeless today. Like, I feel like there's 2 decks that I'm really scared of that released with Modern Horizons 3. One of them we're going to play right now, which is Nadu in Modern. I think there's some Hogaak like hype for this card. So we're gonna see if Nadu is actually as ridiculous and modern as people seem to think. The other one is Scam and Timeless, which I think is absolutely ridiculously busted. So we might give that a try too. We'll see. But we're gonna start with Nadu. So we have a new donation from Blue Cheese. Just here for the crabs. The crab power. Oh, that crab would not go away. I feel like I killed it 5 times in that game. I bought a booster box and a collector booster box, and I got an Ulamog and Emrakul along with the red and white and black flare cards along with 2 Ajani's. Wow, that is a really sweet booster box. If you do things with Nadu, you just win. I mean, that's the idea, right? So what is the idea of this deck? So let's talk about this deck. Jump into our games. Dylan Hunter, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 54th month. Big super chat for you. Thank you. So we are built around Nadu Winged Wisdom. So Nadu, one of the most talked about, hyped cards from the set. Maybe the Hogaak of the set. 3 mana Simic. That mana cost, as someone pointed out in chat earlier, maybe the most broken mana cost. Is that the most broken mana cost in Magic? When you think about it, think of like busted man cards. 1 green blue, that's Uro, that's Oko, that's Nadu. It might be the most broken mana cost in all of Magic, outside of just zero mana for the Moxen and Black Lotus. Like, that would be number 1. If you're gonna do like a ranking of the most I don't know why I would ever do this, but maybe that would be an interesting video. Who would watch that though? The most broken mana costs in Magic. But I think it's number 2, right? I think number 1 is 0 mana. Just 0 mana is number 1, and then Simic 3 mana is probably number 2. So Nadu gives all your creatures the ability, whenever it becomes a target of something, you get to essentially do a Coiling Oracle, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, it goes into play untapped, which is ridiculous. Otherwise, you put it in your hand. So what do you do with Nadu? So Nadu, you just play things and then target it a bunch. The easiest combo is Shuko. Shuko, this 0 to equip equipment, which we can snag off of Urza Saga, which is down here somewhere. So we can snag the Shuko off of Urza Saga, and then we just take it, put it on Nadu. We do get a Risen Reef trigger, then we move it to something else, get a Risen Reef trigger, do it again. If we don't have the Shuko, we can tutor up with Chord of Calling, Outrider, and Core, this weird time spiral card that is 0 mana. The next damage it would be dealt to at this turn is dealt to target creature instead. So you can just use the 0 ability, target, trigger. The end game is to find his Springheart Nantucko. Springheart Nantucko has landfall, make a 1/1 token. The only downside of Nadu is its ability only triggers twice each creature per turn. But once we have Springheart Nantucko, whenever we hit a land off of our Nadu ability, we make a token that's 2 more activations than Nadu. That should let us go through our entire deck and then win with Thassa's Oracle. So that's the plan. I don't actually think Tamiyo's good in this deck. I think Tamiyo's like really bad in this deck. I can't see flipping Tamiyo unless we're comboing, and we don't even really flip it when we're comboing because Nadu doesn't even draw cards. I guess we flip it off of like a bunch of coiling. No, that doesn't. Ice Fang Quaddles? Yeah, I don't know how we actually flip it. Even if it was draw, that's one of the upsides. It doesn't actually get hit by Bowmasters. But even if it did draw a card, I don't think I'd play Tamiyo in this deck. So there's no Stoneforge in this build. Instead, we're playing more value-y 2-drop creatures, and we're trusting that between Urza Saga. So we have essentially 6 Shukos through Urza Saga, and then we essentially have 4 or 5 Outriders and Core with Chord Calling. Hopefully that's enough to find our pieces. Lucid, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. How you doing, Lucid? Big super chat. Thank you. Do you think Leather Armor would be better than Shuko for Ward? Wait, what is Leather Armor? Leather Armor, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Wait, is it free to equip? Is there another free to equip equipment that I just forgot existed? Where is our Nadu deck? Also, chat, what do you think of this deck? Is this deck cool or is it just scam? I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued by the idea of being able to Leonin Arbiter and then White Orchid Phantom and then Ephemerate White Orchid Phantom. It seems so brutal. Like, I feel like you can just hard lock some decks out of doing anything. If you Arbiter Ephemerate White Orchid Phantom, it is a little scammy, but like it's such a natural fit in the deck. So I don't know, we might try that deck at some point. Oh, the problem with Leather Armor is the once per turn restriction. Like we really want to be activating our Shukos like 10, 20, 100 times a turn. We want to just be moving it. So Leather Armor, it would be better if it didn't have the once each turn restriction. With the restriction, I think it's essentially straight up not playable in the deck because the whole combo involves equipping it a whole bunch of times. Can you play Mana Tithe in Orzhov Scam? Yeah, we could. Maybe we should. It does work really well if we get the White Orchid Phantom plan going. Like if we get to start blowing up lands, that makes it much better. I got a profile art Nadu in my pre-release. Probably gonna sell it. I'm curious if you think I should sell ASAP or wait for the increase in value. That is a tricky one. So I mean, we're gonna find out more right now as we jump into this league and see how broken it actually is. I think I can see it going two ways, right? Either Nadu actually sucks. Actually, three ways. So there's three possibilities. Right now, the hype for Nadu is really high. The price is also pretty high. So that's where we're at now. I could see Nadu actually flopping and all this hype is unjustified. I think that's unlikely. So I think it's actually good. Maybe it's not quite as good as some people think, but I think it's actually going to be very good. The other possibility is it's so good that it gets banned, and that would crush the price. I would lean towards just selling, I think. I think the safe bet is just to sell it, knowing that there's some chance it's like shoots up more over the next 3 months if it really is the next Hogaak before it gets banned, but I would probably just sell it. Nadu will always be good in Commander, so it'll probably never crush too low. I think it's actually too good for casual Commander. I think it's gonna be like a feather card where like it's so strong that it's actually gonna be not played that much. It's gonna be one of those commanders that people build. Oh no, are my settings? I gotta look at my settings real quick. It's gonna be one of those commanders that people build. Oh, that looks right. People build and play a couple times, and then they realize, oh, this actually is making my play group miserable, so maybe I won't do this. So this hand, I mean, I guess we keep it, right? So if let's think about this. How do we math this out? So in EDH, even if they insta-kill it, they're still going to get a card out of it, which is part of why it's so good. And maybe if they hit a land, it pays for the... It's one of those commanders that is often going to pay for its command tax, right? Which is a sign of the most broken commanders. When you can break the command tax rule, and Nadu is often going to do that. It's not as obvious as like a Golos or something where you just tutor a land directly into play. But a lot of times, you're going to play this, you're going to hit a land or two off of it. Even if it's from your opponent targeting to kill it, you hit a land that's paying half the command tax. If you get some value in between, like watch this week's Commander Clash. It's the first Modern Horizons 3 Commander Clash, and Nadu is involved. The card's kind of ridiculous. It actually is. McIntyre, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription, thank you. I mean, I think, yeah, if we play Saga on 1, right? Then turn 2 we Safekeeper, turn 3 Nadu, and we get the Shuko off of Saga, and then hopefully win. That's the theory, at least. We'll see if it actually is that easy in practice, but... can you... Oh no. Are you... Guide of Souls. Sure, that's fine. So, this is a question that's never actually come up before, and I'm curious to the answer. Icefang Coatl. My question is... Let's just Breeding Pool Untapped and Sylvan Safekeeper. With Urza Saga, does anyone know the answer to this? So with Urza Saga, can we can float mana with it. Can we also sack it to the Safekeeper and still get the trigger? We should be able to, right? Like we can sack it to give Safekeeper Shroud. Not that we actually want to do that, but... Nadu is one of the most obvious broken cards I've ever seen. No idea how it got printed. I don't either. You would think that WotC would be very careful with Simic 3 drops. The awkward thing about Safekeeper is we don't actually want to give our thing Shroud for the most part, because we want to be able to target them with Nadu, and Shroud means we can't target them either. No, it puts a trigger on this deck. Sagas are weird. Opponent. Flagstones of Torkir. And this is, I think, going to be a good example or a good test for Nadu because we're not set up to go infinite, right? But like, how strong is just running out the Nadu and getting like 4 triggers? Is that enough to make this card busted? Opponent mills a land. White Orchid Phantom. Well, so much for our fun. Opponent gonna blow up the Saga. Brutal. We will grab a snow-covered forest. And opponent goes attacking. Is it even worth... is it worth playing Nadu now? I don't even know if it is. Oh, we were going to draw the Nantaco too! Opponent. Huh. Yeah, opponents blowing up lands. Thankfully, we do have quite a few basics, so we're not going to get, like, completely wrecked, but I don't think we played Nadu yet. I think we Misty. Pass the turn. We can flash in the Quaddle, and then we can Flare Denial if we have to. Yeah, opponent is, I think, all in on the land destruction plan. If they start ephemerating this, it's so brutal. Why are you playing on the DB account and not your personal account? The DB account comes with all the cards in it. So especially right now during during set release when it's impossible to get the cards, it's just a way to have access to all the cards right away. Do you know what happens when Ether Hub? Do you know what happens? Wait, by the way, do you happen to know, is it possible to get the art used for the charity stream without the charity stream text? Love the art, would like to use it as my wallpaper if possible. I would message Tomer. Tomer would know. I imagine that would be possible, but I'm not 100% sure. But Tomer would be the best one to ask because he did all that stuff. About it. Hits us. Down to 14. I mean, the scary part of Nadu is, right, that we can... theoretically, we're always a draw away from winning the game. All right, another Quaddle. I don't even know. Do we crack the Misty? Yeah, I guess we do. Let's crack the Misty. Down to 13. Grab a Temple Garden tapped. Untap. Halfling. Oh, we're so close. I mean, I guess at some point we could sack lands to trigger Safekeeper to trigger Nadu, but that feels so clunky. Well, let's play Ottawa. Play a Delighted Halfling. Do you think that with all the energy support in MH3, Aetherworks Marvel has a good shot in Modern and Timeless? I think the new energy cards are really good. We're not even going to attack for one. I don't think it matters. Pass the turn. I think the new energy cards are really good. I'm not sure that Marvel is where they're going to end up, but I do think that Marvel gets a lot better just because of all the new energy cards. So opponent's going to kill the Safekeeper. Do we need to counter that? Do we even care about countering that? Probably not. We might just have to run out Nadu next turn. Defensively. Phalia, Exuberant Shepherd. So that can blink the White Orchid. Okay, I guess that's fine. Gets an energy. We're running out of time. We need this to happen relatively soon. Like 1 or 2 more turns or we're going to be dead. I made a standard deck with Roaming Throne, Elish Norn, Virtue of Knowledge, and Delny, and a game one ended up crashing Arena with another round X6. 5 Panharmonicon effects would have drawn 90 cards. and gain 1,000 life. That sounds like my kind of deck, King. That is exactly my kind of deck. I pulled a Damio last Saturday, and I pulled an all-nighter to finish my deck on Monday, so I'd be able to order what I was missing on Saturday. Would love to hear your opinion. Hey, let me take a peek. Burning Bush, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Scoop, thank you. Get some energy, deals of damage, sure. This is just an Aspiring Spike deck, right? I'm pretty sure. So we need Court of Calling. We need Court of Calling or... Yep, down to 12. We need Court of Calling, Shuko. I think those are the big ones. We do win if it happens. Christoph, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Super Jeffrey, thank you. But I gotta go attack it. With everything. With all the new MDFC lands, I'm gonna make MDFC Tribal Commander deck. Pretty much all my Commander decks are MDFC Tribal Commander decks now. I just play like 9 or 10 MDFCs. But yeah, maybe an all MDFC deck. The only problem with the all MDFC deck is it's just so easy to make it be a Belcher deck, which I think is kind of awkward. So opponent's going to go attacking. They're going to blink the Knight of the White Orchid. They're not going to spend energy. Okay. Oh, they are going to spend energy. Okay, sure. Oh, well, I guess we should do this. 1, 2, Ice Vanquaddle. Draw a card. Windswept Heath, that's not what we wanted. Let's double block this Guide of Souls. Double block the Guide of Souls, take 4. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. They kill a Coatl. Plains down to 8. They get back the Phantom. Gonna blow up a land. I mean, we have plenty of basics. Yeah, opponent's deck is cool. I saw a video where Aspiring Spike built in. Oh, they're gonna blow up their land. Okay, that's fine. Do a little wrapping. It looks like a cool deck. What if you would add Rot Priest and Ivy to the deck? So, Rot Priest. Let me look at Rot Priest. Does Rot Priest work on abilities? So, Rot Priest is whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell. So it wouldn't really work with what our deck is currently doing because we're not really targeting our stuff with spells. I think Ivy is the same way. So I think you could build a deck with Nadu and those cards. Yeah, Ivy is also when a player casts a spell that targets a single creature. It just doesn't work with the equipment plan. Come on, deck. Give us a win. Misty Rainforest. That's not the win. So, well, okay, we need to not die, which is asking a lot, apparently. We'll play a... Actually, should we just Nantucket on Coatl? That might be better. We can bestow on Coatl. Play a fetch land. Pay 2. Make another Coatl. Draw a card. Urza Saga. And pass the turn. Hey, thank you for the cheer, W. Van Haas. Definitely appreciate it. No attacks. Next turn, the Nadu dude. What do you think about Nadu? Should we just be running Nadu out? Had to take a call. What was your answer to Monstrous Vortex in Historic? My question was, what are we doing with Monstrous Vortex in Historic? So with Monstrous Vortex, My thinking was another White Orchid Phantom. My thinking was it's funny with ball lightnings, but there's no ball lightnings on Arena, so I haven't thought about what you could do with it in Historic, like, at all. What is the coolest thing to do with it in Historic? What are you casting to cascade your whole deck? Oh, does Bestow trigger Nadu? It does. Although making copies of it kind of awkward. So, Guide a Soul, sure. White Orchid Phantom is targeting what? Nothing? Okay. Opponent. Ragavan. Uh-huh. Goes to combat. Attacks. So they can blink something. I don't think we die here. AirUSW and Helichrome. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Scoop Jeffrey, thank you. Opponent going after the Ice Fang Quaddle. So we can crack this. Get a snow-covered forest. Make another make another Ice Fang Quaddle. Draw another card. Oh, there's a cord. Oh no, but we gotta block so much. Okay. So they get rid of the Quaddle. Yup. So we block here and here. Does this leave us with enough? I think. Okay, so we block and block. Opponent does get a Ragavan trigger, unfortunately. Watch them steal our Shuko. I would be so sad. Yeah, Ragavan and a treasure. And a whiff. It was a delighted halfling. The bigger issue is we did spend all of our blue creatures, which is annoying. Amtraptor, spin it, do in it. Into Unstable Amulet, down to 1. Wow. Okay, gets couple energy. And taps. And Ragavan and passes. Okay, we just got to win the game. But I think we can do it. Okay, so we just got to win. We're at 1 life, but that's fine. That's fine. Opponent passes, Coiling Oracle. So 1, 2, 3. We play Nadu. We play Urza Saga to trigger the Nantucko and make a token. Court of Calling. Oh, we got it. I think we got it. Tap them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, do we have it? 7. Oh, wait, we don't have to go X4. We only need X3. So the problem is, oh no, where's our deck list? My only question is, are we going to have enough blue mana without being able to crack a fetch land? We have 2 snow-covered islands. Okay, so we should have exactly the right amount of blue mana left in our deck to cast the Oracle. Okay, so we should be able to actually do it then. So, Court of Calling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Cortex 3. Get the Outrider Encore. And Outrider, target the Halfling, triggers. Yes, we will prevent the next damage. Target the Halfling, triggers. So we just need to hit lands and make tokens. Come on, man. Okay, there's a land. We get to make a token. That's 2 more triggers. Okay, the halflings use up. Okay, go to the Springheart Nantucket. Target the Nantucket. Trigger. It's a land. It's an Urza Saga. That's another token. That's 2 more triggers. Yes. Okay, busted. Outrider in court on the Nantucket. Trigger. I think we're doing it at 1 life. We're doing it at 1 life. Nadu. Trigger. Court of Calling. That's going to be good here in a minute. We can also, oh yeah, I guess we can just court out. That makes sense. We don't even need the blue mana. We can just court out the Thassa's Oracle when we need to. Target the token, trigger. And that is why Nadu is such a scary card. Like, that's just game, right? Our opponent did all the right things. They did all the right things. It just doesn't matter because Nadu is kind of ridiculous. Trigger. I mean, I don't think we can fizzle. If we had more than 1 life, we would definitely not fizzle because we could crack the fetches. But even so, I don't think it's actually possible that we can fizzle from here, especially with the Court of Calling in hand. I think that's just game. Outrider in core, trigger. Opponent's not giving up. They're sticking it out to the bitter end. We did the thing. We did the Nadu thing. Why did they print this card, chat? Why did they print this card? What? Like, I actually, like, serious answers here. What was Wizards thinking? Oh yeah, I guess we could / should play another Nantucket. That makes sense. I don't even know if we need to, but we might as well. I mean, at least they made it legendary, right? so you couldn't put multiples on the that's the safety valve. It's a legend. It'll be fine. Are we running out of activations? I don't think oh, okay, we have the Yavimaya too. Oh, this is like, yeah, there's no way we lose from here. Cast the Nantucket, number 3, and then Outrider. The other thing about Nadu is how do you track it? Like, even at this is our first game with the deck, and I mean, outside of the criticism about power level, I have no idea what creatures I've targeted and haven't targeted. I know the ones on the far left side I have targeted, but beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what ones we actually targeted. This is such a bad card. I mean, just like an awkwardly designed card in so many ways. Well, we will target a thing for some reason. We will get a trigger from our insect, target a thing, do a thing. 20 cards left in our deck. Do we target you yet? I hope not. Okay, let's play a Delighted Halfling and target that a couple times. Maybe our opponent's just hoping that we time out. I guess that's also a possibility with this deck, is just not playing fast enough and timing out. Where's our lands? Where's our lands? Trigger. Are we even triggering Nadu anymore? Oh, we're not even triggering Nadu. Because we don't know which ones we've targeted, because Wizards. How do I know? Okay, this one has text on it still. No, we already used it, though. Oh, God, Wizards. Oh, no. Okay, you know what? Let's play a Delighted Halfling, because I don't know what we've targeted and what we haven't. Let's do it this way. No, that's the wrong halfling. We targeted that one already. What a disaster. Okay. Wait, you. Let's target you. Yes. Wait, where's Nadu? Hey, there we go. We're doing it. Okay, now we get to make some dorks. So the new dorks should not have... Where's our Thoracle? We need our last island, because we have drawn the Thoracle. So we do need... Wait, have we drawn the Thoracle? So I think... all right, so here's the technically correct way to win the game, and I guess we'll do it the technically correct way. So the technically correct way is we do all this, and now we cast a Court of Calling. Oh, man, I'm going to mess this up. So what we want to do is we want a Court of Calling... We want a Court of Calling to get the Thassa's Oracle. And then with the trigger on the stack, we want to continue the combo. Does that make sense? because we might draw the Thassa's Oracle. So let's see if we can do this without absolutely ruining everything. Court of Calling, get the Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle, gonna put a trigger on the stack. With the trigger on the stack, we will go back to comboing to empty the rest of our deck. Hit you, hit you. Hit you. Insect. Trigger. 5 cards in the deck. Trigger. 4 cards in the deck. And that is the game. Wow, this takes a lot of clicks. I don't want to ignore chat, though. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Maybe this... I think most opponents will just scoop to this. And maybe it's because it's release day and people haven't seen it yet that they're making people play it out. But I feel like most opponents will just concede, right? I feel like that's the normal progression here. All right. I don't even think we need to do this last one, but we might as well. I can't believe Moto stood up to this either. Wow, what a busted deck. 0 cards in the deck. Oracle resolves. Busted. Wow. And that was not even a good, like, that was turn 6. That was not even like a fast draw or anything. That was like our opponent had removal. They blew up some of our lands. And then we just, we just do the thing. We just do the thing. Oh. Shooting for the timeout win. Oh, who are we playing against? This is also someone that has a Daybreak account. Who's Bamzing? Does anyone know? Do it again with 9 minutes. Yeah, that's... Hopefully your opponent just scoops. Wizard sitting back, seeing this. Turn 2 Storm, saying it's fine. But we can't buy a Vugan. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this one. I'm a little worried. I mean, the good news is, if it is broken, right? If it is broken, they'll ban it. How do you think it's going to be a commander? So we've already seen people talking about CDH. Like, my worry is it's a hype card that people are going to play in casual. I think it's one of those cards that you should actually not play in casual. I'm sorry, WV House. And Niatuk, I missed your sub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup, Jeffrey. Thank you. W Van House with the cheer. Seth, grief is giving me grief and timeless, making me go into a fury, possibly even solitude, to hide myself away from it. The subtlety of these powerhouses in timeless is really testing my endurance. Very, very well written comment, I will say. Can Watsian ban Vugan to make Eldrazi good again? I think Eldrazi are going to be good again because of Ugin's Labyrinth. I think Ugin's Labyrinth is the replacement for Eye of Ugin. And I think it's going to be good enough to actually see a lot of play. Ooh, Azlask. I'm actually going to be playing Azlask for a Commander Clash. I might have to look at your deck and get some ideas. I remember from playing Rise of Eldrazi Limited that I love the Eldrazi spawn strategy, and we've just never really had a reason to play those cards in Commanders. So I think it's super, super cool. We don't really have much for this matchup, do we? I guess Endurance is okay, just as like a blocker. Pithy Needle. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's run it back. It's Golos. People are going to say, don't worry, guys. It's just, yeah, I mean, that is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have people that are like, oh, don't worry, my Nadu deck, it's not even playing any equipment. It's fair Nadu. It's birds. I really like birds. I've always wanted a commander for Coiling Oracle. Coiling Oracle is my favorite creature. Now I got a commander. Nope, it's still going to be busted. That's just how it works. It's still going to be busted. I've tried that so many times myself with busted commanders. The whole like, oh, don't worry. This is the not broken version of the super busted commander. It's always still the super busted version. About it, Lady on the Artifact Land. I believe if Reality Smash Eldrazi Mimic Eldrazi Temple come to Arena Timeless, Eldrazi will be a scary deck. Yeah, Reality Smasher is one of the big things Arena's missing at the moment. I don't know, there's a video coming up from, wow, just firing off the the Amped Raptor. I think Amped Raptor is really strong. Into, well, not that strong right now. Static Prison. Well, let's crack the Flooded Strand. Grab a Breeding Pool. The opponent just said, well played. And I said, thanks. Why no Stoneforge in this deck? So we're mostly using... We're focused more on blue value-y creatures. Well, there's the Nadu. Blue value-y creatures that work with Flare. And trusting that Urza Saga is going to find our Shuko for the combo. Opponent gets and hits us. I think that Stoneforge can be good in the deck as well. I sent you an email with a Ponza list. Did you receive the email? Oh. Well, okay. Huh. Mistakes may have slightly been made. Well, let's play Sprinkler and Nantucket. Yeah, it probably was. I had F6'd. It probably would have been worth countering that, actually, if I had an F6. When did you send the email? I just went through a bunch of emails yesterday. Like the last week of decklist emails I hadn't gotten to. Ooh, Disruptor Flute. Huh. Well, that's another thing we might have to... Well, do we have to counter it? Shuko still gets around it. We're actually very close to just winning this game. Opponent, Raptor, hits us. I mean, we got the Nadu. Opponent. We can't win this turn because we need to play the Outrider Encore. If we had countered the Boom, we might have won this turn. Opponent. Oh, they have another one? No. No more booming. No more booming, please. Yeah, I definitely got F6 punish there for sure. Opponent. Disruptor Flute off the Amulet. Oh, do we have to counter this? I think we got to chance it. Yeah, we're going to sack the Oracle to counter it. I think it's worth it. Now we get to get down the Nadu. Windswept Teeth. Make a token. Crack Windswept Teeth. Breeding Pool. Untapped. Make a token. Nadu. And hit ya with the Nantucket. And alright, opponent. It's on you. Rorik's Venture for the 47th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. Big soup to your finger. Thank you. Ooh, Flage. But Flage... So Flage can kill the Nantucket, I guess. Static Prison. Going after the Nadu. We get to draw a Wall of Roots. Opponent. I mean, opponent's putting up a fight. They're putting up a fight. Flage to kill the Nantucket, I'm sure. Yup. And gets in, hits us. 3 cards in hand. We drop to how about a Shuko? How about a Shuko off the top for the win? Flare of Denial. Flare's not bad. Let's play Wall of Roots. Let's play Temple Garden untapped. Pass the turn. We're setting up for the win next turn. That's the plan, is to win next turn. We'll see if it actually holds. Opponent has to pay an energy. Did you see the new secret layer drops? Nantuko. Nantuko. Nadu is somehow the first playable card Wizards managed to make harder to track in digital than paper. Yeah, it is kind of wild how bad the tracking is on that card. Opponent. Going to combat. And passing. Well, 1 and 2. We do need to hit a land, right? We need a land. Icefang Coatl. There's a land. Well, here goes. Misty Rainforest. Crack Misty Rainforest. get a snow-covered forest. Green, blue, green. Play Nadu. And 1, 2, 3, Outrider. And we got counter backup. And here goes nothing. I mean, I guess we're not guaranteed to win, right? Because we don't have the Nantucket on the battlefield. So we need to hit enough lands to play the Nantucket, but we should. Okay, Misty Rainforest. Come on. Come on, Nadu. Oh, that's the wrong one. All right, target you. We have the Nantucket in hand. We can crack the fetch if we have to. Okay, there's Urza Saga. All right, let's crack the fetch. Down to 2. Temple Garden, untapped. Nantucket. Mr. Second Amendment, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. And this one should actually be the game now. Target the wall. Target the wall. Oh my god, this is so many clicks. You can just, I guess I'm seeing another issue with this combo in digital, which is it's technically not deterministic. And being non-deterministic makes opponents not want to scoop to it because there is some chance that you fizzle. Like we might sort of be doing now. Nadu. No, we're not. Okay, there's a cord that can get us more creatures. We're not going to fizzle, right? There's no way. There's no way. Wow, where are our lands? Okay, how about target you? We've won a lot of... Oh my god, that's not a land. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's cord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's cord for 2. Get another Nantucket. Go back to doing our thing. Can we just hit a land, please? Oh my god, not a land. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is like the low roll of low rolls. Okay, oh my goodness, there's a land. There's a land. Oh. Okay, now we're good. Now we're deterministically good, I think. Wow, that actually got a little scary. Why not have a single Scoot Swarm? So Scoot Swarm, it's just generally worse Springheart Nantucket, right? It's just Springheart Nantucket that costs 1 more mana. So I'm not sure it's actually worth it when you can play all 4 of the Springheart Nantuckets. All right, we got to not time out too. Trigger, and target you. Trigger. I mean, we are good. There's no way. 23 cards in the deck. We can draw 23 cards in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Is this deck incredibly boring to watch? Oh man. How painful is it, chat, to actually sit through this? I promise most opponents will scoop. I think. I expect. Okay, it's game, opponent. It's game. Are they really just hoping that we... I mean, maybe they're doing it for content. Either that or they're hoping that we time out, which we're not going to actually time out, I don't think. Oh god, I hope not. That would be such a bad ending of this. Target it. Yes. Yes, we gotta set some yields here. Yes and yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Elabes, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Okay, auto yield. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. We're just like fighting. The decks feel so busted, but we're kind of fighting the clock. And we're fighting tracking, knowing which ones we actually have targeted before. Although Moto's being a champ. Moto's actually standing up. 18 cards. We got to get through 18 more cards. We can do this. We can do this. Together we can do this. Together we can do anything. Together we can do it all, chat. All right, target the insect. Hit a land. All of our things make mana. I mean, this is the game now. There's no way we're going to fizzle at this point. Target you. 15 cards. Target you. This might be less clicks. Let's Shuko. Shuko on you. And then Shuko on you. 'Oh, 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 Oh, we yield, yes. 2 minutes. If we time out here, I'm going to be so sad. Target you. 13 cards in the deck. Trigger. Land. I don't know which ones we've targeted and which ones we haven't. That's the issue here. Is how do you know? There's no way of tracking it. This might be one of the worst designs Wizards has ever made. How do I know? We know we win. We just don't know what cards to click on to win. Are they triggering? Are they not triggering? I don't even know anymore. 9 cards, 8 cards. Okay, there's a land that makes some more tokens that look just like the other tokens. How about you? Have you been targeted twice yet? 7. And now they're piling up, which makes it even more impossible to know if you've targeted them twice. 6, 5. The deck is so busted, but so awkward. Make some more tokens. 5 cards in the deck. Target you. 4 cards in where's our Thoracle? We gotta have the Thoracle, right? Wow, it's way at the bottom somehow. Target you. 3 cards in the deck. Back to you. 2 cards in the deck. Back to you. 1 card in the deck, and then you. 0 cards in the deck. And oh my god, it was the very bottom card. It was literally the bottom card. Thoracle. Sweet mother of Modern Horizons 3. No, don't scry, just win. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this deck. So I will give Wizards just a tiny bit of feedback. Just a tiny bit of feedback, which is if you're going to do these, like, only activate once each turn. Makes a lot of sense, right? Only activate once each turn. I get it. Then you use each one once. It's easy to separate. If they're going to start doing twice each turn or 3 times each turn or something, they really need a system for tracking this, because when you have 20 insect tokens that all look exactly the same, and maybe this is just a digital thing, but like, how do you know which ones you've targeted and which ones you haven't targeted? Just make each copy of each card a different printing or artwork. That would actually work. Well, that felt incredibly busted. Like, my god. Maybe all this Hogaak talk, maybe this Hogaak talk is true. Maybe it's actually true. Let me see this deck list, and we'll see. Maybe that was just a good matchup. Maybe it's a good matchup. Do you remember your standard Vadrak Mutate deck? Because I do, and I built a commander deck around it. I was wondering if you think it translated well and what you would change, also trying to keep it friendly. Ooh. Yeah, Vadrak is definitely a super unique card. So Vadrak, you can combo with, right? So I think that's the plan. I wonder, so I don't know your play group. This looks like a friendly build. It's not like super overpowered with the most expensive cards. Although some people, depending on your play group, just get salty about combos in general. So I would keep that in mind depending on the play group. But I think that looks like a fun take on Vadrocking in Commander. Yeah, some sort of text on it would help. This is peak Moto spreadsheet simulator. It's actually just a skill issue. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I do have the memory of a goldfish, so maybe that's just a me problem. That's actually where the site name came from. Richard named it after my memory. What are your thoughts on MH3 and Legacy? Any chance you're going to play with the new Titans today? New Titans like Flage? The Boros Titan. I don't have a deck for the Boros Titan today. I'm sure we will play it at some point. I have a question for you, chat. Speaking of Legacy made me think of it. So I really want to do an all Goyf deck, or like mostly Goyf deck in Legacy. Is there any chance a deck like this would actually win a game in Legacy? Like, so the idea is it's got Nethergoyf, it's got Tarmogoyf, it's got Barogoyf, it's got Polygoyf, it's got Pyrogoyf, and it's got Disa. So it's basically the Commander Precon for Legacy. It's basically the Commander Precon for Legacy, but it looks so incredibly fair. Oh, there's also Tarmogoyf Nest. I mean, why do you need interaction though if you have Tarmogoyfs? Who can get through the Goyfs anyway? Tarmogoyfs are interaction. Actually, I'm not even joking. We have Pyrogoyf. Whenever a Lurgoyf enters the battlefield under your control, deals damage equal to its power to any target. Look, Delver. Does tribal count towards Goyf's power? It does. So, like, if we can get Tarmogoyf Nest in the graveyard, it's a kindred or tribal enchantment. So it's 2 card types to grow the Goyfs. Dragon Rage Channeler. Opponent says they closed the stream. Well, that was nice of you, opponent. Ooh, that's not the worst draw. Misty Rainforest. Go. So we still need. So we have the Outrider. We have the Nantucko. We still need. Are we gonna get Blood Moon? Are we getting Blood Moon? We might be getting Blood Moon. Ren's. Oh, I wonder if they're playing Party Thrasher. I feel like there could be a cool Past in Flames. What? Oh, is this Mono Red Storm? Oh, God. Our opponent might be just doing something that's more broken than we're doing. I'm actually a little nervous now. That our opponent's deck might just be more degenerate than our deck. Opponent gets in, hits us. They might just be faster if they have a good draw. Oh, Flare Denial's not the worst. Island, go. A timely Flare of Denial could shift things in our favor. Opponent untaps. This has got to be a bad matchup for us. Yeah, our opponent's just being more broken. Opponent, Reckless Impulse. Sure, not going to counter that. I wonder if Ruby Storm could actually be good in Modern. There was a time where it was... Oh, there's the Ral. There was a time when it was good in Legacy. They can't actually play these cards this turn, though, right? They don't have enough mana. Scalding Tarn. Do we have to counter Ral next turn? I don't really want to counter Ral. Opponent. Passing. Okay. Plays around the Quaddle. Well, we'll flash in Quaddle, draw a card. Oh, there's Shuko. There's Shuko. And a Halfling. Okay. 1-2. Play Nantucko. And then Snow-Covered Forest. Make a Dork. And then Delighted Halfling. And pass the turn. Hope we live. How good is Ral, chat? Do we actually have to counter Ral? Yeah, maybe we have to unban Hogaak to counter Nadu. Maybe that's the solution. Honestly, though, I actually think there are a lot of things we should unban. Hogaak is not anywhere on the list. But there are actually a lot of cards on the Modern Ban list that I think should be unbanned. I think if they play the Ral, we got to counter it. If there's one thing I know about playing against Storm is you got to keep the Brawls and the Electromancers off the battlefield. So I think we do this. Hopefully that works out in our favor. Opponent. Passes. Not do. Delighted Halfling. Well, play the Wall of Roots. Play Delighted Halfling. Play the Snow-Covered Forest. And, well, we've been talking a lot about Shoku. Let me show you the real power of Shoku here. We are going to slam this on an Insect token and get in for 2. Yeah, look at that. +1/+0 for free. For free. You're good about it. Birthing Pot is so fair. Wouldn't you call Up the Beanstalk? Would you call it Up the Beanstalk if it were legendary and therefore singular? I mean, My theory is that all beanstalks are actually connected. It's really just one big beanstalk. Collective unconscious, all that and so on. Unban Mox Up will make Affinity great again. I want to try Affinity. Can we unban Pod Jite Twin? Yes, yes, yes. All of those are on my list of cards that are safe to unban. Also, I really want to unban Glimpse. Like, elves are bad. Elves have been bad for a long time. I don't even think they would be broken if they had access to Glimpse of Nature. The beanstalk. Shuko? How would you say Shuko? Shucko? That can't be Shucko. That sounds Shucko sounds way weirder than Shuko to me. I don't actually think Twin, like, in the context of 2024 power creep Magic, I don't actually think Twin is a problem. I think we're about to get stormed off here. About it. Desperate Ritual. Well, I mean, we're talking about the best Flipwalker. Raul might be in the graveyard instead of winning the game, but this is the first Flipwalker we've seen today, Past in Flames. I mean, I imagine we're just dead, right? Even in this case, we could have won. We just never found the Nadu. Natural Order, I think, is too busted. I think that would be over the top. Shuko rhymes with Nantuko. Oh, see, I'm saying it right then. Right? Shuko, Nantuko. Oh, we're going to see a Ralph. I mean, we are dead here, I imagine, but we're going to see Ralph flip. And then it ultimates, and if you ultimate Ralph, I think you win. Renzoriza. I don't know if I'm hoping that Storm is back in Modern or dreading Storm being back. We played... This is match number 2. Both of our matches have involved one player taking like a 20-minute turn. that is new Modern, apparently. Dimitri the Elf, hello from the U.S. Hopefully everything is well down in Brazil. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Artifact lands are okay to unban. Oh, artifact lands perfectly fine. I don't even know if the actual artifact lands are meaningfully better than the ones that are currently legal. Like the tap dual artifact lands might actually just be better because they're indestructible than the other dual lands. I hope Storm is back for a couple of weeks until I can sell my Rowell in Amsterdam. Oh, did you get a Rowell, Neotech? Oh, that's sweet. Found it. Paretic Ritual. Oh, prices are coming down. I was looking through prices today of this set, and wow, is this card busted or something? Why is everyone playing this card? And is this an aspiring Spike deck too? Maybe that. I know Spike is just like obsessed with bad energy cards, which I can respect because I'm a big believer in Amped Raptor too. Well, I did not expect every match that that we'd play to be featuring Unstable Amulet, though. Is this actually just like a card for every deck? 2 mana. When it ATBs, you get 2 energy. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then you can pay 2, exile the top card of your library. So I guess in this deck, the idea is with Past in Flames, you're casting a bunch of spells from your graveyard. With Rowell, you're casting spells from exile. So is this the grape shot of the deck, essentially? Is this card actually good? This is 2 decks in a row with Unstable Amulets. I was not expecting that to be such a heavily played card. Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, maybe I should have played it in the budget deck. I saw it, but I was like, well, I don't really cast things from other than our hand in that deck. So I don't feel like I'm going to trigger it much. But maybe just like pay 2 energy to Impulse Draw. Maybe that's good enough. All right. So, well, that's the new Storm deck. Opponent, they did the thing with Rowell. And in Storm, Rowell seems kind of busted. Next game, if they storm off, we'll probably just scoop. With no budget considerations, how many screens would you want in your work setup? Oh. That would be my gut, Lucid, is 3. My gut would be, because right now I have 2. I have one in front of me and one off to this side where like chat and stuff is. I think I would go one on the other side too. I think it would be 1 and then 2 on each side. I also had this idea, and I don't know if it's a cool idea or not. I kind of want a screen behind me. My thinking was like where the green screen is. The green screen's up now, but you know what it looks like when the green screen's not there, like the wall behind me. I thought it would be really cool if you put a big screen on that wall and could use it to like project stuff. Like do PowerPoint presentations or something, but like you could put things going on in the background, which would be cool in videos. That wouldn't really be exactly part of the work setup, but that I think that would be sweet too. But yeah, I think three is probably the way to go. You have 4 center, left, right, and then far wall. Ooh, yeah, I guess I could go 4, 1, 2, 3, and then like 1 on the wall. I don't know. I got so many cameras and stuff for Commander Clash and openings. Yeah, maybe. So what do we want against Storm? So they're trying to rile us. So this is just going to be a race. This is just straight up. This is just going to be straight up who combos first, I believe. So we just need to combo before our opponent combos. Easy. I mean, force negations and maybe subtleties. It seems weird to bring in subtlety against Storm. But it is a pretty clean answer to Ral, which actually seems kind of relevant. Maybe Teferi doesn't actually matter. It's not like does Teferi actually shut down anything they do? I don't think it actually does. We can needle the backside of Ral. I don't know how necessary, like, is that worth it? Like, trim, maybe the cord? Maybe something like that? Well, here we go. The race for the combo. I don't know if Pithing Needle does enough, because I think Ral, even just on the front side, is very good. It's still like a brawl, essentially. So I think even if we don't... Sand's very defensive. I think we mulligan. We got no Nadu. Well, there's a Nadu and an Outrider. All right, and we actually even have another Nadu we can pitch to Endurance. I wish we had a little more mana. Oh, do we play the Urza Saga? Oh. If we don't draw a land, it's so brutal. I think we got a Misty. Misty Rainforest, go. You think Needle's worth it? Are you playing with the new Eldrazi Titans today? Also, if Nadu becomes too good, would Confounding Conundrum slow them down? Maybe. Like, Confounding Conundrum would be good against the deck. Although Confounding Conundrum has never actually really seen competitive play. But it does seem like it would shut down the extra land drop. Actually, would it shut down the extra land drops well enough? It would sort of shut down the extra land drops. Well, there's an Intuko. That is a combo piece. Run it out past the turn. Opponent cracks. Who would have the highest win rate if you were going really sweaty on Commander Clash? I don't know. I would almost vote Richard. It might be Richard. I feel like Richard just like all the land synergies and glacial chasms. He's just, oh goodness, so close. Oh, we were a land away. We are a land away. But, oh, we're about to lose this Urza Saga. Okay, Shuko. But no land. Super awkward. Put it on the Springheart Nantucket. Go beatdowns. Here we come. Oh, yeah, it's free to equip. Oops. Yeah, we meant to tap that land. Don't worry about it, opponent. We didn't want that mana. Hit ya. Oh, okay. If we draw land, I think we can win. we at least have a shot of winning. If we don't draw land, then our opponent's going to storm us off, and we're going to be really sad. Opponent. Unstable Amulet. Did any of you play One Piece? Who do you think would have the highest win rate on Commander Clash if it was full-on max sweat mode and Arcomancer? Opponent going for the win? Manamorphose. All right, opponent's going for it. They got the brawl. What do you think of Nadu matchups versus Scam and Yogg? So I feel like Nadu could be Yogg that doesn't rely on the graveyard, which would make it better Yogg. Scam is just in a category of its own, right? Like, Scam just can be anything, because if you take all the action cards out of your opponent's hand, it doesn't really matter what they're doing, it's probably going to beat them. I don't know if Phil's got it in him to be sweaty. I think the problem with Phil is his decks look so scary. That is really the Phil handicap, is his decks just look so scary that everyone beats him down because they know that he's going to do Phil things. He's unashamedly going to do what he likes doing. Lucid with a $3 donation. Are we dead here? Well, there's a row. Oh, so we might actually be dead here. Actually, no, they only have 1 mana. I think we might get a draw for it. We need to hit the land. Oh, they got another ritual. Oh, no. Wow, what a hand for our opponent. They've just had all the right cards here. Ritual up to 3 mana. This is looking like a turn 3 storm kill. There's a Ral and deals a damage. And I imagine if they cast another spell, they flip it and win. Unstable Amulet. I mean, they're running out of cards, right? They have a single card in hand. Come on. They get an activation off this Amulet. So they get 1 more card from that. Come on, Magic Gods. Come on. Opponent taps land. Manamorphose is the best card they could hit. It's a ritual that draws a card. And it flips Ral. All right. Well, I gotta say, Storm looks kind of insane. Would we have drawn the land? Oh, yep. All right. So we would have won on our turn, but our opponent just had the perfect card come off the Amulet there. Wow. Well, that was impressive storming, I will say. Jeez. New donation from Lucid. I like your feedback on a game mode I'm making for kids at summer camp who already know Magic. It's EDH with 50 card decks, but players can pay mana like they do for Plane Chase to reveal 5 cards from my cube, and players draft the cards into their deck. Ooh, okay, so it's Commander with 50 card decks, but a player can pay mana like they do for Plane Chase to reveal 5 cards from my cube, and players draft the cards into their deck. So that actually sounds really fun, Lucid. I like the idea of it. It sounds like a really fun way to play. My only concern would be like technical stuff. And I guess this will work probably in like the summer camp setting because you're all like together and get the cards from each other. But the only thing I would worry about doing that in a broader sense is like then a bunch of your cards from your cubes would be in other people's draft decks, and it would be really easy for people to accidentally just like end up leaving with the cards. So that would be my only concern. As far as gameplay, I think that's a really cunning way to solve one of the issues we were talking about earlier with Magic at summer camp, which is Limited is just a complicated format, and Cube especially, with all the old powerful cards, maybe doubly so in some ways. I think that's a really sneaky way to like have an accessible format for new players with this like mini Commander, which should be more accessible than actual Commander. So you get this like accessible format that people can maybe pick up more easily, but also sneak in a little bit of the drafting aspect. So other than people accidentally walking away with your cards, I think that sounds like a super cool plan. Nothing even Nadu so far has come close to how broken Hogaak and Bridge from Below were. I did not play Modern at all during this time. Opponent, Sylvan Safekeeper. Well, just wait until we... Just wait until we win the game on turn 3. We haven't had a turn 3 win hand yet. Well, we're gonna run out this uncounterable Nadu here. We don't have the second combo piece yet, but apparently our opponent might also be Naduing. So do you think that Nadu is Hogaak 2.0? I mean, we're only 2 matches in, so it's hard to say, but it feels pretty busted. Shuko? Nantuko. Not a Shuko, but this does set us up really well for next turn. Really, really well. So we can... Do we just Oracle? Yeah, let's just Oracle, because we could hit Shuko right now. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Coiling Oracle says... Coiling Oracle. All right. So we'll get in with the Nadu. I mean, maybe our opponent can race us here. If they just go... If they just go... If they go land Nadu, do they win? Oh, all right. Opponent scoops it up. By the way, I finally get to meet you. I'm going to Magic on Vegas this year. Hey, awesome, Terry. Magic on Vegas is always super, super, super fun. I might actually... the professor. Also, I don't know if you saw it. Did any of you see the Game Nights video of... with focusing on the professor, kind of like, I don't even know, kind of roasting, I guess, but also celebrating his million something. It was actually very funny. The video kind of cracked me up. But I might go out and record some content with Prof. He's been trying to get me to go out there for, oh god, years now. He's been trying to get me to go out there for years, and I just don't really like. I'm not a traveler, but I think it's gonna work out that I'm gonna swing out there, since I gotta go out to Vegas anyway. Swing out there and see Prof for a couple days and do some filming. So that'll be fun. But yeah, Vegas is gonna be super sweet. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I told Prof, you're the one person that I'll make the trip for. I hate traveling. I don't like traveling, but for you, Prof, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So I think that's gonna be the plan, to swing out there and see Prof. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, if I'm all the way out there, I should try to swing by Card Kingdom too, shouldn't I? Oh man, maybe I need like a week-long West Coast. I was thinking just like swing into Profs for the weekend before Vegas, and then go to Vegas for the week and do Vegas. He's in Oregon, I believe, like Northwest. How do we sideboard for this mirror match? It's not like we really have removal. We have Flare Denial. Endurance doesn't do anything. Maybe we just sideboard out the Thassa's Oracle. Get that out of here. Does Teferi do anything? I mean, I guess Teferi means our opponent can't interact during our turn. What about Pithing Needle? If we Pithing Needle Shuko, then we can't combo with Shuko. That actually sounds kind of bad. You know what? Let's just run it like that. Question for you. What's up, Failproof? It's Monday for the 21st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do we keep this? It does stop temporarily in Nadu. And we have 2 Nadus. You know what? We're going to try it. We're going to try it. The power of Nadu. Hope you're having fun. I found a neat combo with Echoes of Eternity and Glaring Fleshraker, doing 40 damage in turn 6 by just casting another colorless. Ooh, that sounds super cool. What is Glaring? So many subtleties. What is Glaring Fleshraker? Glaring Fleshraker. Oh, this one. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, 1 damage, and when you cast a colorless spell, you make it spawn. What is the actual combo in Limited? That sounds sweet. How have drafts been so far? about it. Oh god, this is so bad. We should not have kept this hand, apparently. So our opponent did bring in Teferi. Wow, this is the craziest. I think we actually have to subtlety pitch Nadu. That doesn't even work. We can't even flare it because it's, yeah. All right. Oh, we're so in trouble. I mean, even settling it doesn't really do anything, though. They just put it back on top, right? And they just cast it next turn. It's like a tempo play. I just don't feel like it does anything. Like, I guess it slows them down by one turn, but the problem is now our entire hand does nothing. Like, we kept this hand because it had a lot of defensive potential. Now we have no defensive potential because our opponent has Teferi. I opened a single collector booster of Modern Horizons 3. Guess what? I pulled 2 polluted deltas. That is a very good collector's booster. Yeah, maybe we should have subtletied it, even though it's a losing proposition. Opponent, also with an Nadu, which we can't interact with because, you know. Well, 1, 2, and 3. Haha, we too have an Nadu. Pass the turn. I mean, maybe there's still some world where we just combo off here. It would take us getting super lucky. Our opponent wins next turn. Would Juko off Urza Saga. They could win this turn if they have the right cards. They don't have a token maker yet, so they're not fully infinite. Oh, I hope this deck is not good. Oh my goodness. You talked about a Rakdos deck. I'm trying to remember. Wow, they just make a construct? Okay. Construct. Gets in with Nadu. Is there some reason we shouldn't block this? Okay. Yes. I don't know what's happening, but sure. We'll take it. Oh my god, there's Nantucket. Oh my goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, this is so interesting now. Wow, what an interesting scenario. So do we Nadu try to attack down the Teferi? That would open it up to being blocked by a Ice Fang Coatl. But they wouldn't have Death Touch, right? So I think we start by attacking Teferi. So we did a guest season of Commander Clash a little while ago now, and Prof was one of the guests on there. About it. Oh, all right, sure. Well, apparently Teferi is very good in this matchup. Jeez. Okay, so maybe we are bringing in Teferis, or we're going out our flares, or we just got unlucky that our opponent drew their Teferis, or we should have subtletied. I guess there's a lot of things that we could have done. Why are birds so busted? I mean, this bird's so busted because Wizards, I don't even know. Apparently didn't read the card as they were designing it. Oh, Rakdos Arclight Phoenix. So I don't think I really have I don't know if I have a deck list for Buried Alive Phoenix. But pretty much the idea is you can use Buried Alive. Yeah, I don't know if I've actually, I'm trying to look through my deck list. Yeah, I don't think I've actually made a deck list for it or exported one. But pretty much the idea is Buried Alive can put 3 Phoenixes in your graveyard. So that's kind of the synergy of the deck is use Buried Alive to put the Phoenixes. I can show you what a legacy version looks like. The only thing I would say is, So in Legacy, it looks something like this. You got 3 Arc Lights. The difference in Legacy is you can easily do it on turn 1 because you have Lotus Petal, Chromox, Lion's Eye Diamond, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. There's many ways that you can turn 1, Buried Alive, cast 2 additional spells, get back all your Arc Lights. So it's not going to be exactly like the Legacy deck, but essentially I would probably play it more like a Phoenix deck in something like Modern. Except splashing into black for Buried Alive to get the Phoenixes in the graveyard. You just have to do a lot of less work to get them in the graveyard, essentially. What are we cutting here? Maybe we go down with Flare of Denial if our opponent's playing Teferi. Let's try it like that. In my deck, I played the new Rampy Eldrazi to get the colorless mana. Then you cast Echoes, then you cast Glare, and then you copy it, and you get 1 colorless. Echoes makes a copy, Glare makes 4 tokens per colorless. On this day, giving you 8 tokens, 10 creatures, each triggering 10 times. Oh, that sounds sweet. Yeah, Echoes of Eternity. Ooh, I don't think we can keep that. Echoes of Eternity, if you can actually get it on the battlefield, is a card that can do ridiculous things. Can we keep this? This hand we don't have Nadu, unfortunately. How do you feel about the Crabvine deck with Flare Denial, Amalgam Package, and Psychic Frog? I haven't actually seen it. It sounds cool, though. That sounds like a neat idea. Is that like an actual deck or a deck that you're thinking of building? Did you consider playing Lightning Greaves plus Leonin Security in Nadu? That way, you could basically use it to dodge targeted removal. Ooh, that does sound spicy. I hadn't really considered it, but that would be neat. That would be a cool way to go about it. It's just the challenge is Modern is just such a fast format. I think we gotta try it. As much as I'm not overly thrilled about this hand, so I think we put Outrider to the bottom because we got the Shuko. So yeah, I think the challenge is Modern is just so fast. It sounds like a really neat idea, but there's so many Modern decks that are just like, I'm gonna kill you on turn 3. So it's really hard to actually get something like that set up, I think, without dying would be kind of the challenge, but it does sound really neat. Hey Seth, with Goyf being the best creature and how I play with my friends, my lands are always my most expensive thing. Yeah, that's probably true of most decks, really. Well, that's Urza Saga. Lands in Magic, always expensive. Well, that's Wallaroots. And Delighted Halfling. And pass the turd. You know what a good draw would be? Nadu. Nadu would be a good draw. Nadu with Primal Prayers sounds sweet. Well, let me see this Crabvine deck. I built Nadu in Primal Prayers deck. Gets around 3 different mana colors. It's quite fun. How is Primal Prayers felt? Opponent. Another halfling. And passing. Nadu. Subtlety. Subtlety is not Nadu, but it is pretty good. Well, Urza Saga triggers. Let's play Urza Saga. And now what? Maybe we're trying to go beatdowns? Yeah, let's just pass. What a weird scenario with double Urza Saga and the Shuko on the battlefield. Hey, Seth the Chat, wish me luck. I've got surgery to repair my ruptured bicep tendon. Ooh, that sounds very painful. Good luck. Opponent planes and Nadu. Oh, okay. I guess we let it go. We just want to win. We just want a combo. Opponent. Facet. Okay, so we get to green, blue, Ice Fang Quaddle, draw a card. Nantucket. 1, 2. Make a construct. Untap. Windswept Heath. Somehow we 1, 2, 3. We need blue mana for this subtlety for sure. 1, 2. So we can't make another construct? That's awkward. All right, so let's trigger. Let's tap this for mana. Tap this for mana. Get another Shoku that isn't really doing anything. Shoku number 2. It does grow the construct, I guess. And then green mana. Ooh. Do we Nantucket on the Quaddle? That would just leave us not being able to... How much do we care about the subtlety is the question. Does it really matter? Hey, I'm the nerd who rated content creators who would ruin your pod. Thanks for the quote tree. Really helped the video. Hey, it was super funny gaming. I enjoyed it. That was really good. Nadu, the question is, does subtlety matter? That is the question. Do we need to leave up subtlety? Subtlety would potentially stop an outrider on core kill. You know what? We're gonna go value. I think we bestow it on the Quaddle. Put it on the Quaddle. Windswept Heath. We can pay 2 to make a copy. I mean, this could also draw us into a card that we could use with the subtlety, like a blue card. Snow-covered forest. I'll crack the Windswept Heath. Get a Temple Garden untapped. Make an Ice Fang Quaddle. Even bestowing this is actually kind of sweet. Springheart Nantucket's actually felt like a pretty good card. Blue card. Oh, more Urza Sagas. Okay. Doesn't have Death Touch, right? Does not have Death Touch. 3 other snow permanents. I guess we should have put the Shokus on the construct, technically. Yeah, we'll put on the Quaddle, I guess, to play defense. Well, drawing 2 lands is not what we were hoping for. We could just be dead here. Would it be worth running Shadowsphere in this deck as a backup beatdown plan? Maybe. Maybe in the sideboard. I'm kind of skeptical. I just don't think we have big enough creatures for Shadowsphere to really matter. I don't know if we can make our constructs big enough for it to really be good. And otherwise, Nadu is our biggest creature. If we have Nadu, hopefully we're winning in another way. By the way, you want to look at my Tamiyo commander. I also want to point out how Tamiyo is by far the weakest of the 4 commander options from MH3. And now for a hot take, I don't think Nadu is the strongest. I think Joy-T has him beat. Really? So you think out of all the Simic commanders in Modern Horizons 3, when enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. So it's always going to pay half the command tax. At beginning combat on your turn, you land creatures get +X/+X, where X is its power. Court of Calling X2. Okay. Is there a 2-drop combo piece I'm not aware of? I mean, Joyati seems... It does seem strong. Opponent gonna Meddling Mage on Nadu. Okay. Awkward. Well, let's see what we draw. Flooded Strand. Well, let's float a mana. Nothing to get. But these Urza Sagas, once you got your Shokus, are actually kind of bad. So we can play a Flooded Strand. Pay 1. Copy. Draw. Nantucket. And, well, yeah, let's, I guess, keep going. Crack it. Get a snow-covered island. And copy. Draw. A Tuara. Which we don't have any legends for. Well, go to combat attack. Hit you a bunch. What a janky beatdown plan. And we have not drawn any blue cards for the subtlety. Hit ya. Down to 8. Are we about to die to the combo? Come on, hold. I do think Chiode's strong, but Nadu is just like next level broken strong. Pound it. Goes infinite. Ugh, all the chords. All right. Well, now we'll see. They don't have a token producer. So they get, what, 10 triggers here? All right. Boy, this deck is... this deck is miserable. Opponent. Wow, Springheart Nantucket revealed. Okay, so our opponent should win unless they get super unlucky. Opponent. Modern seems like it's at the most... like it's getting into a much more broken state, perhaps. Court of Calling. Opponent. Wall of Roots. That's 4 triggers, I believe. Misty Rainforest. Yeah, they're going to hit it. Oh, what a... Pick your poison. Opponent. Misty Rainforest. Now they get to play the Nantucket. Yeah, I think we're just going to concede. I don't think it's worth sitting through on the like one, some tiny % chance that they fail here. I don't know. What's your vote, chat? Is there any reason to actually sit through this? Have to leave, go to work. Hope you have fun with Nadu. Hey, see you, G Fugal. Have a good day at work. There's no reason to sit through it, right? All right, we'll call it good enough. What's the deck's win con? Oh, once you have Nadu, you just draw your entire deck and then win with Thassa's Oracle. Oh, this... So, what do you think the proper level... What do you think the proper level of competitiveness is of this deck? I feel like this deck, for it to be good, it's got to be like tier 3. I think that's about the right level. Yeah. Because it is... Wow, it's kind of like playing eggs almost, or playing against eggs, where it's this huge, long, non-deterministic combo turn. It'll probably be easier in paper, I guess, where you can, in paper, I guess it's a digital thing, right? Because in paper, you're just like, okay, I have 10 creatures. If you don't have any interaction, I'm going to target them each once. I'm going to get 10 of these triggers, land, non-land, land, non-land. Okay, I make, 20 more creatures. I'm going to target them each once. That's 40 more cards drawn. So in paper, I think it'll go like super fast and easy. Reminds me of Venerated Rot Priest in Standard. Venerated Rot Priest is like super memey though. Venerated Rot Priest, like, I don't know. I've never seen... No Nadu. Bunch of channel lands. Bunch of flares. Yeah, I think we mulligan this. Alright, that seems pretty good. I mean, we don't have a token maker, but we have literally everything else we could need to win the game. Opponent, Leyline of the Guild Pact. Ooh, and they're on the play? Well, alright. Opponent, Windswept Teeth. Passes. We draw a Thassa's Oracle. Well, that we'd rather have in our deck. Let's play Shoku, pass the turn. This deck feels somewhat memey. Really? I think this deck is, like, very likely to be one of the best decks in Modern. I think I would be very surprised if it was not a tier 1 deck. It seems so... To me, it seems incredibly broken. Well, let's Misty Raid for us, pass the turn. Too many Bowmasters in Modern, and opponent keeps getting to 4, drop Shieldred, may keep it in check, but it doesn't actually draw, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't actually Bowmasters or Shieldred, because it's worded like Coiling Oracle. So, neither of those cards actually interact with it. Let's get a Snow-Covered Island. Run out a Ice Fang Coatl, draw a card. Oh, there's an Nantucket. Wow, we might be able to win here. We need to get a little lucky with our running. There's a Flooded Strand. Well, Snow-Covered Forest, we would rather have that in the deck. Let's play Nadu. Well, here goes. Put it on the Coatl. Trigger. Can we hit some lands? No. Wall of Roots. Put it on the Nadu. Trigger. Can we hit a land? Yes. We would like it untapped. Okay. How about one more land? How about one more land right now? Ooh, there's one more land. Okay. Nantucket. Is this the turn 3 combo kill? Move it over to the Nadu. How about a land? Okay, Court of Calling. That means we need one more land, right? One more land and we... Oh, Flare Denial. That's not quite it. Move it over here. Move it back. Come on. Land. Fetch land. Oh, Nadu. Okay, that's fine. We pass the turn. I mean, I guess that just means we win next turn. We found the flare, so we're not going to die this turn. What's the record so far? It's 1-2. I mean, that's true. Although, one of the losses is to Nadu. We lost a mirror match. So, crushed our first opponent. Turn 3 Storm kill to Rowl Storm in round 2. And then the mirror. Opponent going to Lightning Bolt the Nadu. Sure. I mean, we have another one in hand anyway. I don't even know if we counter this if we... Wait. I don't even think we counter the second one. I think we just let it go. Does it even matter? Like, let's say they bolt again. Do we even care? Leyline Binding. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we actually care about this removal. About it. I don't know why they cast the bolt first, but yes. Opponent deals with the Nadu, goes to combat. I mean, we just got another one in hand, and this time we're not going to fizzle. This time fizzling is not a possibility. Gets in, hits us. We will take it out of 13. Hitting the Shoku probably would have been a better choice, I think. Well, 1, 2, and 3. We will play Nadu. And here we go. Put it on a Nadu, get a trigger. It's a Coatl, and then Shuko on the inside. Why is Shuko a magic card? I don't really understand the design of this card. Like, was there a point... So, I wasn't playing in Kamigawa era. That was before I started playing. What was the reaction to this card back when it came out in Kamigawa? Was there any uses for it? Did people play it? Was it a combo piece? Was it like an opponent scoops it up? Opponent says, well, that's getting banned. Hey, Seth, how do you feel about turn 2 Scion of Draco into turn 3 Emerge Harrogast into Emerge New Ulamog? That does sound pretty sweet. I think Haragast has some potential. Can MH3 cards be found in treasure chests? I believe so. Unless they changed something just recently. That's how it always has been. That you always have been able to get the cards from the newest set. Nadu with the 3/4 flyer. Yeah, I mean, it's got a good body too, right? It's not like it's some super bad, like a 3-mana 1/1 that has combo potential. A 3-mana 3/4 flyer is actually like above the curve stats on top of everything else, which is just what a wild card. Wild Magic card. Oh, Wizards. I mean, the thing is, we kind of want Wizards to print strong cards, right? I don't know if we don't want them to print broken cards necessarily, but I feel like printing strong cards is usually a good thing. And then sometimes you go a little bit too far. My dear Mr. Olive, what do you think about the next cycle of free spells could be for MH4? I think it'd be something that requires you to control 2 untapped lands in addition to discard something. That would be interesting. So you can only cast it for free if you have 2 untapped lands. I think free spells that made you have 2 untapped lands, I mean, I guess you could maybe power them up with their effects to some extent, but my initial reaction is if you had to have lands untapped, I think they would be by far the worst spell of cycle of free spells that we've had, because a huge part of the power of free spells is you can cast them while you're tapped out. So if you have to have mana up, I feel like they lose a lot of their appeal. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we want them so powered down that they're like super safe. But that would be my concern is, yeah, if you gotta leave 2 mana up, they're kind of like not actually really free necessarily. They like are deceptively not exactly free. Kelly against the odds win. What is the against the odds card you're most excited for? I'm curious. What's at the top of your list? I do think Kalia could be. So Kalia wasn't at the very top of my list, but it's on the like. We could probably do something cool with that eventually part of the list. But maybe I gotta move it up the list more if that's one of the cards people are most hyped about. Oh, there's a Safekeeper. Well, let's run out a Nadu. Pass the turn. Oh, opponent. I want to see Planeswalker Tribal come back with Tamiyo. Ooh. Yeah, I've been thinking that we might need to bring back Planeswalker Tribal. Opponent gets in, hits us. I think we got to take it. We're going to risk it. Sometimes you got to risk it. Down to 6. Opponent passes. Well, that's good news. That means Shuko's coming. Snow-covered forest, less impressive. We'll tap the land. Get the Shuko. And put it on the Nadu. Trigger. And opponent giving us the GGs. Even though we're very far from actually being guaranteed to win. Wow. People are so funny with this deck. On one side, you have people who, our first match, we played like an hour-long match because our opponent would not concede no matter what. We played all the way to the end and almost timed out. And then this opponent, I don't think our odds of winning this turn are that high. With just Nadu and Shuko on the battlefield. So then you also have people that are just like, I don't want to play against this deck. I'm out of here. Kind of like when you run into Ragavan and Brawl or whatever. Short idea, rank the most broken 1 green blue cards. Ooh, that actually is a good one. We were talking earlier about how that is maybe the most broken mana cost outside of 0 mana cost stuff. Yeah, I think our opponent might have been slightly salty. Can I put Shuko's ability 2 times in a row on the stack? I remember equip can be activated only as a sorcery. Yeah, so you can't do it twice in a row, because it's only as a sorcery, as you said. This hand looks kind of good. This has everything. So turn 1 Saga, turn 2, yeah, I mean, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Tuco, turn 3 Nadu. GG? Maybe. Black Leaf Glyphs. I mean, our opponent could interact like a... See, this is why we have Rule 0 conversations. Our opponent should have told us they were playing discard. Should have told us they were playing discard. Now we don't get to do our thing. So disappointed. We're just trying to do some fair Simic stuff here, opponent. I bet they have removal in their deck. They're gonna kill our commander. We're never gonna pull off our combo. We need to bring back the Rule 0 conversation. Someone mentioned adding Leon and Shakiri to the deck. Yeah, being able to equip at instant speed would be cool. Do we still play Sagan 1? I don't even know if we play Sagan 1 anymore. I think we don't. Let's just play Flooded Strand, pass the turn. It would be cool to be able to do it. The only thing is, like, if we have Shuk when we have Nadu, we just win, right? Like, I'm not sure what would the instant speed equipping actually add? Whoa, 2 thoughts. Opponent. I mean, if Nadu really kicks off in Modern, we'll have a Splinter Twin issue. Either play Nadu or deck that beats Nadu. I mean, I think that's part of where the Hogaak comparison comes to, right? Like, it's not so much that the decks function in the same way, but it could end up a deck where you end up in that sort of meta, where you're playing, you know, the main deck Ley Lines of the Void and hoping that gives you a shot or whatever. So it could be a deck that has a warping effect on the meta in that sense. Hopefully it doesn't end up there. What is the most broken 1 green blue card? I mean, I think it's got to be Oko. It's got to be. Uro's really good too. I think Uro's still second. It's hard to put Nadu in front of either of those just because literally today's release day. Like, we don't really know for sure. Maybe it's not nearly as scary as everyone thinks. And maybe that's all early testing. Maybe people just figure it out and it's actually like not really a problem. That is a possibility. What else is even on the list? So this is all the cards that are that mana cost. Is there anything else in the conversation? The 13th Doctor. Oh, Biovisionary. Biovisionary gotta be at least like a solid A. Another Coiling Oracle. So we can play Urza Saga. Is our opponent jutting us out? So Urza Saga into Wall of Roots into Coiling Oracle and into Court of Calling. Okay. That is a Nadu in the future potentially getting hit ya. Is this Boomer John? I know Richard. Okay, so Richard, I think Richard might actually record a gameplay video. He never does gameplay videos. What card do you think from Modern Horizons 3 he is going to add to Jund and maybe do a gameplay video of? What do you think? What card do you think he's most excited about adding to his beloved Modern Jund deck? I don't know if anyone's gonna guess it. It's not. No, he hates the new Goyf. He thinks the new Goyf's like straight up bad. Ooh, yes, you were actually correct. You were correct, Wild Rage. Emperor of Bones. Emperor of Bones is a card that he thinks is actually. That's a card that he's testing out. I tried to convince him on Amped Raptor. I'm convinced that Amped Raptor is like 2024 Bloodbraid Elf, and it should be the one in John. But no, Emperor Bones is the one that he's most hyped about at the moment. And he's not even doing like, I don't think shenanigans. Is this another Storm deck? What is happening? Oh, this might be Buried Alive Phoenix. It is possible that this is like a Jund Phoenix deck That seems possible here. Opponent. Are we going to draft today? I don't think we're going to draft today. We're going to do this, and then we'll play. It looks like we'll have a little bit of time to play something else at least. A couple of games. I don't know what, though. I don't think we'll get in a whole nother Modern League. We can't quite. Well, let's play the Yavimaya. We're so close and yet so far away. I think next turn we might be able to do it. Let's play Coiling Oracle. Get a trigger. If our opponent just Manamorphosed, wasted their mana last turn, we're probably not about to die or anything, hopefully. Lightning Bolt to Coiling Oracle. Alright, so opponent's definitely trying to keep creatures off the battlefield. Coiling Oracle. Triggers. How about a land? Thassa's Oracle. Drawing Thassa's Oracle always feels horrible. Actually, maybe we just run out the Outrider. I think that's fine. It's going to scare our opponent, and I think that's probably worth it. Let's run it out and make them afraid of it. Maybe they spend their turn trying to kill it. Because we get the Shuko next turn anyway. So all we really need to do is cord for the Nadu, and then there's a decent chance it's game. Opponent. Do you have the Ponza list you play during pre-release? Yes. Wait, Highway Robbery exiled. What is happening? What is our opponent doing? Opponent. Gut shot. So what does this say? The next 1 damage, so it would be out to Outriders and Core. Is out to target. Oh, okay, that doesn't actually work. Sure. Sure. Opponent kills it. 1 card in hand. We can cord for the Nadu. Get the Shuko. And maybe that's good enough. Opponent. Passing. We don't have the token production. Here is the Historic Ponza list we played. Okay, so. Untap. Oh, well, that makes things much easier. Maybe we will just draw the Nadu. So we'll tap this for a green mana. Oh, that makes it so much easier. So tap this for a green. It can go away. We'll get the Shuko. 1 and 2. Play the Nadu. And let the fun begin. Wall of Roots. Trigger. Into another Nadu. We only need 1 land, and then we can cord for an Nantuko, and then we're like, hopefully infinite. Okay, there's a land. So now, I guess we could have already done it, right? With the Wall of Roots. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it this way. 1, remove a counter. 2, tap. All right, Cortex 2, grab the Nantuko, and here we go. Some Reanimator and Timeless. I mean, in Timeless, I think Scam is the deck that I am most frightened of. Maybe we jump over and do a little arenaing to wrap up the stream. I will say Necrodominance is a card that I think has a lot of potential. We're going to have some Necro stuff coming up, and that card can do some cool things. This set's actually really sweet. I guess that's not an opponent scoops it up. Grief Now Timeless Legal Fun. I mean, yeah, I am worried about the impact that'll have. Maybe people won't play it that much. It is a bunch of Mythic Wild cards. What is our opponent doing? Does anyone have any idea what our opponent's doing? My dear Mr. Olive, what do you think is going to be the stronger set, MH3 or Throne of Eldrazi? The comparison even comes to mind, shows how insane the standard set was, I think. So, I don't think there's any way the Throne of Eldrazi can actually be more powerful. There's no way, right? There's no way that a standard set like Throne could be more powerful than a Modern Horizons set. So I will say, I think Modern Horizons 3 overall is more powerful. I do think Throne of Eldraine is one of the strongest standard sets that they've made in the modern era, at least. Like, the set is really, really, even looking at it now, like, just the power creep of this, even the cards I don't see play anymore, like Robber the Rich, when you think about how this compares to the cards that came before it, it's off it's like they took the cards they've been making for the last 30 years and just slapped like 2 extra keywords, an extra paragraph of text, knocked a mana off of it, and it was like, shiv it. So the set is like ridiculously powerful, but it's going to be very hard for a set that had to go through standard to compete with a set that does not have to go through standard. I really am confused what our opponent's deck is doing. We got Thought Seized. We saw some Impulse Draw. My guess is still Phoenix. I don't know why I think it's Phoenix. I can't shake the feeling that it's Phoenix, but maybe we just don't sideboard much. Well, Veil of Summer is probably good. That stops the Thought Seizes, at least. Endurance is fine. Endurance is fine. Maybe something like this. Let's try that. What are these $100 uncommon ripple foils on MH3 complete price list? Let me take a look. I'm imagining it's probably just a fluke of... Yeah, we're going to mulligan that even though we got a Nadu. Ooh, that's way worse. All right, well, this will keep. So we can put Shuko to the bottom. And put... Actually... Maybe we put... Oh, this hand would be good if we were at 6. At 5, it's very awkward. Very, very awkward. We want all of these. Like, this would actually just be a decent hand. So we can put Shuko to the bottom. And then half? Yeah, all right. Let's do Shuko Chord. And just draw. We're just going to draw the Nadu. We're just going to draw the Nadu. Easy. No worries. So wait, Ripple Foils. Let me... $100 uncommon Ripple Foils. Glaring Flesh Raker. So I assume this is just... Yeah, so it's just a weird fluke because the supply is so low. If you actually click on the cards, you'll see you can buy them for Card Kingdom for like $1. I think if we look on TCG Player, there's 3 people that have them listed for hundreds of dollars a piece, but no one's actually sold any copies. So it's just that the supply is really low, and TCG Player doesn't do very well with cards being in low supply like that. Which standard set in recent memory had the best EV? One of the things that makes me sad, because I actually started making Magic content doing EV calculations. That's what made me start. That's the first content I ever made, posting it online, just doing it for myself so I knew if I could open a box or not, if it was like gonna wreck me financially. So that's how I started doing content, the very first content I ever made. And now it's so hard to do that I've mostly stopped doing it. Like, it became impossible to do at one point because they just didn't actually release enough information to know about all the weird, like, special treatments. I think you can figure it out now. I think some of the numbers have been released, but it's still like, do you know the exact percent of getting like a Ripple foil or something? And all that stuff plays into the EV because Magic has shifted so much, where there's so many versions that the base versions of cards tend to be like kind of inexpensive now usually. And then it's the special, treatment for the set in a certain foiling of the set that ends up being the expensive version. So if you just ignore all of that, the EV calc is like kind of far off. So it's kind of sad that it's made it sort of impossible to realistically calculate EV every set. So I pretty much like gave up on it. Yeah, no, I've stopped doing it because once they started doing all the special treatments and stopped releasing all the numbers, it just wasn't worth it. Like I could spend a week doing it and get like a sort of okay version that wasn't like correct, but was like sort of almost, close enough. So our opponent has a tutor suspended. They played us. I do not know what our opponent's doing. Do we just pass? Let's just pass and I think we pass and flare the Profane Tutor? I wish I knew what our opponent's deck was up to. It would make it so much easier if we had some idea what they were actually doing. All right, we're going to pass. We're going to pass and counter. I mean, we know we have a Shuko coming off this Urza Saga in the future. Opponent, Profane Tutor. Do we counter it, chat? Do we counter it? Do we counter it? There's a decent chance they're tutoring. I think we have to. Normally you say, okay, I'm not going to counter the tutor. I'm going to counter what they tutor up with the tutor. But our opponent's missing land drops. And I think because they're missing land drops, it's worth it here. Because there is some chance they're going to tutor up a land, and you obviously can't counter a land. Wow, an opponent scoops it up. So what do we learn about this deck? And I gotta say, so we finish with a 3-2, although the record is like very slightly deceptive, I will say. So the record's very slightly deceptive because one of our losses was a mirror. The kids are eating well tonight. Well, not well, but they get a snack. Bear gets a little snack. Let's crack it open. Champion of the Perished. Oh, Heartwood Storyteller, Night Howler. So what do we learn about this deck? And I will say, I still think the deck's very busted. So we finished with a 3-2, but one of our losses was to the same deck, to a Nadu mirror, where our opponent just played better or built better or ran better than we did. And the other loss was to Storm. Storm was I will say Storm impressed me. One of the big takeaways from this, Cece doesn't even need a snack because she just always got her food. I swear, that cat. I think she's gonna. Hey, Cece, where are you, Cece? Cece, kitty. She never comes when I call. She never comes. I'll find her for you. But I think the deck's actually very legit. The Storm deck really impressed me. Like, I was kind of blown away. I was skeptical that Ruby Medallion and the Medallions would do anything, but the Ruby Storm deck was very scary. We died on turn 3, and we died. It was Mono Red Storm with Raoul and Ruby Medallion. We died on turn 3, and it didn't even look like our opponent's draw was very good. Like, their draw seemed medium, and they still just went infinite, or, Storm infinite, enough to kill us on turn 3. So that was very impressive, which is exciting about Modern Horizons 3, right? Like, we have Nadu, which I think will be a real deck. We have Storm that'll be a real deck. We got Eldrazi. There's so much from this set, but that's some Modern action. We definitely don't have time to do a Modern League. Let's jump over and do some Arena. See if Arena's on. See if Scam is also busted. We haven't tried that yet. No, the cats don't come when you call. They come when you shake a little baggie. Oh, jeez. All right, let's switch to Arena. Well, so I'm trying to figure out. I need your opinion on this, Jazz. So when it comes to this set release, do you want more like Arena or Modern? Ragavan, Gangster Ragavan. Is Belcher meaningfully better? I mean, I think that Belcher is meaningfully better. I mean, Modern is my favorite format of all time, but then you don't have as good of visuals, like you're playing on spreadsheet magic, so you have like, that's a give and take. I know some people are like, I don't want to ever watch Magic online. Other people are like, I don't ever want to watch Arena. So it makes it very tough because some of them it's obvious. Like, there's no reason to play Scam. There's no reason to play Scam on in Modern because we know it. The interesting part of that is how good will it be in Timeless. There's other decks like Nadu. You can't really play Nadu on Arena, right? Because you don't have any of the combo pieces for it. So some decks obviously push in one direction or another. Some decks you could play either. That's where it gets a little bit tricky. I think it'll probably be a mix. Although I think we'll be playing a lot of Modern over the next couple of weeks. What are the good and bad decks? Oh, so I gave up on this. It was supposed to be a deck to test the Brawl data that came out, where I tried to build like the same deck but have like the lowest points version possible, which would be like, I don't remember what it ended up at, like 100 points or something on the Arena Brawl ranking scale, and then build the same deck but have it be like 2,000 points and then test and see how different the matchups were. But will you ever shuffle and play with Prof? I actually was just talking about this earlier, that I think this fall I'm actually going to make the trip out to Prof's. He's wanted me to go out there for a couple years now, and I just always end up not going because I'm just not a big fan of like traveling, and it's all the way across the country. But I think this fall it's actually happening. So what are we going to play? What are we going to play in on Arena? This deck, we can't play this because it's coming up for a video. This is the budget energy deck. I kind of want to play. What do you think about Chthonian Nightmare? All right, here, let me just put my decks over here. Let's see. So options that we could play that I have built right now that we haven't seen: Chthonian Nightmare, Scam. Obviously, we haven't really done scamming. I am intrigued by the possibility of just getting all the busted stuff out of the way. Etherworks energy is pretty exciting. Yeah, but I hate traveling more than most. Is it interesting to see a Scam? Because yeah, we'll try Chthonian Nightmare. Let's try it. Why not? Can we see Kozilek's and Sealing? Then Sealing deck was for Modern, I believe. I can check though, but I'm pretty sure it was Unsealing Combo. Pretty much. I don't know if the deck's any good. It might be a budget Magic deck. Where'd it go? Oh, it was on the first page. I don't know if it'll be any good. It might be a budget Magic deck. Oh, also Necrotic Ooze. Necrotic Ooze might be a thing in Modern now with Buried Alive, at least for like a fun against odds deck or budget deck. But Unsealing Combo, basically trying to play Kozilek's Unsealing and then play big affinity stuff, draw your entire deck, win with Thassa's Oracle. You can do it on a budget. You just lose some of the lands and then Simulacrum Synthesizer, which I don't know if that's a deal breaker or not, but I don't think you can really do it on Arena. I don't know if it has enough pieces. Oh, I don't think we're going to play Grabomination Affinity because we played that a bunch on early access day, and good lord, that deck was rough. That one was really rough. That was not even close. All right, so this deck, let's try. I'm intrigued by Chthonian Nightmare. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how good it is. It does get shut down by Graveyard Hate, right? I mean, I hate Thassa's Oracle, but when it comes down to it, until they, which they never will, I bet, but until they do something about it or get rid of it, it's just like the correct thing to do for a lot of decks. Like, you're a blue deck, your combo is drawing your entire deck. It's really weird to be like, I'm going to play Laboratory Maniac, even though it's literally strictly worse, when I can play Thassa's Oracle. So I think that's why I hate about the card, is that it always is the right choice for like decks that are doing a certain thing. But it's also just so weird to me to play like, it's even for me, it's a little too hipster, I guess, to be like, I know it's the best option is to play Thassa's Oracle, but I'm going to play Laboratory Maniac instead. I wish I just hadn't printed it. Like, Laboratory Maniac's a perfectly fine card that saw play for years. I don't know why they had to power creep it with Thassa's Oracle, which is actually just a way more annoying version. It doesn't actually make it better. Ham sandwich cards are a little depressing. I mean, at least Oracle only goes in very specific decks, right? Like, you need to be essentially a deck that's going to draw your entire deck. Is there any new Eldrazi deck? Ooh, Eldrazi. So I know Eldrazi is coming up on the YouTube. Some people really want to see Eldrazi. Did we not play Eldrazi Did we not play Eldrazi during early access? What Eldrazi decks do I have? I know Eldrazi. So Modern Eldrazi is coming up on the YouTube this week, so I know that's coming. We could play them. We could play them in Timeless. Where's my? I think there's a janky. There's a janky build. I've built too many decks lately. Let's see. I know there's a janky build with Echoes of Eternity, which. I don't know if we'll win much. I was thinking it could be an against the odds deck, but it's kind of just like full on colorless Eldrazi, Echoes of. You know what? You want to try it? You want to try it? Let's try it. We'll try it. Why not? Why not? Okay, Jet. Let's play some Eldrazi. Eldrazi are the most exciting thing in this set, or at least some of the most exciting things in the set. I don't know how good they're going to be. Maybe it's going to be super bad. We need some colorless sideboard cards. What are some good colorless sideboard cards? Also, oh boy. Wow, look at that curve. My God. We're never going to cast. What was I thinking? What was I thinking when I built this deck? Look at that curve. There's no way. There's also no one rings. My curve is a straight line down at 7. It's like I've built a right angle. 1 1 1. I don't know if I've ever built a curve like this before. I don't think I have. Affinity to Squirtle. Welcome to Fishbowl. Thank you. It needs the one ring. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chair for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm worried that this is just going to be too slow. I mean, Echoes of Eternity. I'm not sure Echoes of Eternity is. I want it to be competitive, but I'm not sure it's actually a competitive card. The One Ring. I don't know how it brings up so much stuff with the One Ring. All right, so sideboard. What are we putting in the sideboard? We don't even have real blue mana to cast our Null Drifter or evoke our Null Drifter. Wait, why is it Alchemy? This is it's set on Timeless. It's supposed to be, or set on Historic. It's supposed to be Timeless. All is Dust, not on Arena, unfortunately. Kozilek's Command, we actually might need that in the main deck. Oh, are we like building this deck? Does this work? Okay, whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. Oh, it does work with. All right, let's add that in. So maybe we need another 2-mana Mana Rock. The problem is, I think you're probably right. The problem is we're going to have to start cutting cool Eldrazi at some point. And the sad thing is, I think the correct thing to cut is just Echoes of Eternity. But Echoes of Eternity is like the cool Panharmonicon card. That's kind of the hard part. Like, now we have to cut 12 cards if we're going to add all this. What do we actually cut, right? Do we cut Forsaken Monument? Do we ever cast an Eldrazi without Forsaken Monument? Just play 3 of each instead of 4 of each? Oh. I mean, I guess that's... I guess that is a possibility. I don't think it's a good way of, like, the correct way of doing it, but... Matter Shaper should definitely be the new Eldrazi that makes spawn tokens. Oh, you mean for... Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could cut, like... Oh, we already have one of most of them. The only one we got a bunch of is Ulamog, but we can trim back some Ulamogs. No, there's one old Ulamog. One Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. 80 card colorless Yarion Eldrazi. I mean, I guess we could just play 80 cards if we wanted to. Wait. We need a sideboard, or we're going to have to... We need a sideboard, or we're going to have to play best of one. I can switch to... Wow, that camera is incredibly far off. Switch to arena mode. There we go. Ooh, no Elemental Blast. Actually, I don't know if this actually does enough. Like, we'll put a copy in there, but you need to only hit multicolor things, and I'm just not sure there's enough. What's it, Deathrite Shaman? Maybe you hit a Okawart to Fairy. Maybe there's enough. Yeah, Chalice is very good. Chalice is especially good in Modern. We'll see. It might be good enough here. Vexing Bauble is a good option. Vexing Bauble, maybe Relic of... We're really missing Urza's Saga in Timeless. We must play Karn in this deck, right? But then we gotta cut even more Eldrazi. I mean, Karn is really good. It is really good, but then, well, we'll see. So, what do you feel about Echoes of Eternity? Do we care about Echoes of Eternity? No Warping Whale on Arena, apparently. Oh, we can play Dismember, though. Dismember's a thing now. A mythic thing, sadly, but Dismember is very good in colorless decks. Man, am I going to spend 4 mythic wildcards on Dismembers? It hurts so much, Arena. Why do you do this to me, Arena? Why do you do this to me? Oh, it's so painful. Glaring Flesh Raker. Three mana 2/2. When you cast a colorless spell, make a 1/1. Is this card even good in like constructed? Wow, people are really high on this card. Really? You think this card's actually that strong? Actually, like timeless playable? Huh. Wow, everyone's super high. Okay. I will put it in. Everyone seems super duper high on it, so we will toss it in there. We'll give it a test, at least. We'll give it a test. I mean, I like a lot of Spawn. That's good. Spawns make mana. Mana cast Eldrazi. Okay, Trim. Oh, we have so many cards we gotta cut. Cut. Really, Fleshraker? All right, I'm trusting you, chat. I'm trusting you on this Fleshraker take. Oh, we're not anywhere near having a playable deck, though. We still have way too many cards. No blue for null. Yeah, we can still cast it, though. You don't gotta evoke it. I was playing Timeless before the stream today. Someone was playing Sneak Attack. They're playing Sneak Attack. They stuck their Sneak Attack. They untapped with all their mana, and they Sneak Attacked in 2 Null Drifters. And I had to sack an Orcish Bowmaster in the Mass Army, and I lived and killed him. It was like the least impactful Sneak Attack I've ever seen. It was 2 4/4s with Annihilator 1. So you want to add blue mana, okay? So we can add Yavimaya Ghost. That's... Oh my god. Oh my god! Coast! Oh, it's on colorless. That's a problem. I've probably been spelling it right the whole time. Alright, so we can play Yavimaya Ghost. Trim some of the utility lands. How many lands we got? 24? No, this is timeless. Cavern does seem good against control. And I guess it technically makes Null Drifter mana, right? Sort of. Maybe something like that? We still have so many extra cards in our main deck. Like way too many. We have to cut 6 cards. All right, we're gonna go down to 1 Echoes of Eternity. We'll go 2 Forsaken Monuments, and that's it. 2 Kozilek's Commands, and no Matter Reshapers. All right, that's a mostly legal deck. I think we've made a legal deck, and now the most painful part of the entire stream. We are going to spend our mythic wild cards on Dismember. Ouch. It hurts just thinking about it. It hurts just thinking about it. Cut Devour. I feel like Devour is like legit one of the best cards in this deck. Do we have a way to discard Emrakul? So the way we have to discard Emrakul, we have to... My plan was to use Urza's Cave, but we cut most of the Urza's Caves. But Gaia Reach Sanitarium is the way we can discard an Emrakul, technically. Yeah, whatever. Let's try it. Close enough. Close enough. Here we go. Think of this. The problem is, and Dismember is a good investment because it's a very good card. The problem is, they're going to print it. They're going to print it in Uncommon like 6 months from now. It's going to come back to Standard in, I don't know, the horror set this fall. And then you're going to be able to get it for common, uncommon wild cards. That's how it always goes. Aspiring Spike made an Eldrazi Modern deck? Really? You gotta... I am not convinced. All right, chat, here we go. I am not convinced of Glaring Fleshraker. I imagine it being like an insane limited bomb. I will go on record as saying I'm very skeptical that this is a constructed playable card. I hope I'm wrong. But just so we know, if it goes horribly wrong, I did say that. My objection has been noted. Oh, about it. Well, okay, so Fleshraker confirmed horrible. Just gets thought seized. What do you think about Ruby Storm with Rao? Well, there's Echoes of Eternity. What do you think of Ruby Storm with Rao and Energy Staff in Ruby? Saw people playing in a Moto. You can often win on turn 2. We played against someone playing Ruby Storm during our Modern League just a minute ago, and it was actually it looked very good. I don't know, you're winning on turn 2 with that? Turn 2 seems... How do you win on turn 2 with it? Yeah, I mean, it did a good job of eating thought seizes. I will give it partial credit for being a good thought seize target. And now the one thing we draw is Echoes of Eternity, which I don't know if that's gonna save us. Our opponent's just playing like budget zombies too, and they are just rolling us. They're rolling us Deathray Shaman. This is why we need all his dust on Arena. Opponent gets in, hits us. Come on, Eldrazi. It's a Guardian Idol. That's not an Eldrazi. Urza's Cave. Echoes of Eternity. Go. Opponent. Oh, another Wayward Servant. Down to almost dead. Opponent hits us. I don't think there's an Eldrazi that matters here. Well, one ring is not an Eldrazi, but... Haha! Two ring. No, you... Rita, you're so... Alright. Well, we could have drawn a card there. We could have drawn a card, Arena. We could have drawn a card in between. We just lose to death rates anyway. Oh, this was disastrous. Oh boy, if we're yeah, we don't have a way to come back in this game. If we're losing to this deck, we are in some serious trouble. I know, man. Chat really wanted to see Glaring Fleshraker. Chat's convinced that Glaring Fleshraker is like the best Eldrazi. So we're trying it. We're trying it to see if there's any chance that is actually true. Personally, I would probably play Mana Reshaper. No, boy, it really hurts. It really hurts to not have access to all his dust. If you look at this deck, that's one of the big things it's missing, right? There's no reset button. There's a lot of Eldrazi, but there's no reset button for when your opponent does that, what they just did, which is like get very far ahead on board. Oh, we were going to be a Karn deck at one point. That was That was one of the plans, and I think the liquid metal, as we were quickly throwing together the deck to try playing it, just never got cut. It would be cut. It doesn't do anything without Karn. We can bring the dismembers, but the dismembers are still, they're painful removal. Bring a dismember. Maybe we go like one of each of the big Eldrazi. Run it like that. No Eldrazi Temple, yeah. I think that's why we didn't really play Eldrazi before, is my opinion is Eldrazi are not really designed. Here's what I think they're doing. Here's what I think Wizards' plan is. And this could be wrong, but here's what I think Wizards' plan is. Yeah, I think, yeah. Maybe if you're a combo deck or something, you can get like the Blood Artist effect almost from the second mode. But compared to Matter Reshaper, which just replaces itself, or like something that kills something, it's hard for me to imagine Fleshraker actually sticking in the deck. We'll give it a shot, though. We'll give it a shot. I think that Eldrazi, here's my thinking. I think that actually Eldrazi is designed to be playable in Modern right now. I don't think it's designed to be playable in Timeless. I think it's missing... we're going to see a soul land here. I think it's missing a lot of pieces compared to Timeless. Here you go, Fleshraker. It is your time. You come down on turn 2. Is chat right? Are you busted? We're about to see, won't it? Gala Shine untapped. If they kill the Fleshraker, chat. If they kill this Fleshraker, I'm telling you. Ooh, One Ring. Well, Cavern on Eldrazi, and boom, trigger that Fleshraker with our Thought Not Seer, make a spawn. Okay, this is going better. This is going better. Ping ya. Okay. Assemble the team. Warren Soul Trader, Wayward Servant. Well, I imagine this kills us. Each opponent loses life. Yeah, we're just going to take the Soul Trader. Take the Soul Trader and pass the turn about it. Okay, that was pretty... The Fleshraker did okay that turn, I will say. That was better than I expected it to be. I thought it was just going to, like, I don't know, auto-lose this a game somehow, but it did much more than that. Mind Stone. Haha. Make a spawn. Oh. Okay. So I don't know about Eldrazi in specific, but the spawn production, I could see that actually having some combo potential. Like, the spawn production's actually kind of appealing. I don't know if it plays the best with, like, super expensive Eldrazi that are, like, kind of challenging to play a bunch of in a turn. But if this triggers on any colorless spell, imagine, like, Chromatic Spheres, Chromatic Stars, Mishra's Baubles. I can imagine this card kind of popping off. Opponent, Marsh Flats cracked. Colorless Storm, yeah. Move over Ruby Storm. I mean, I will say it's actually been legit impressive this game. Like, it's stuck on the battlefield, and making 3 spawns, that is enough for this card to feel really good this game. Opponent, Sex Shambling Ghast. I don't know how they're comboing, because there's no Gravecrawler. Alright, you get the Soul Trader. There's no Gravecrawler on Arena, though. So they're going to have to go hard mode combos. Opponent passes. We get 1 ringed. We draw a Mind Stone. Well, we will draw with the 1 ring. We will... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So does this work the way we want to? So what if we... Echoes of Eternity. Let's see if this goes as crazy as I hope. Echoes of Eternity. Times 2 of Mind Stone. Also trigger the Fleshraker. Twice. Ping ya, ping ya. Wow, okay. We might just burn our opponent out here. Because they're double. Wow. Okay, that deals a ton of damage. Okay. Okay, I'm coming around on this Fleshraker card. I'm coming around, chat. I'm coming around. I'm coming around. I'm not going to say that chat was right. No. I won't go that far. No. You can't make me do it. But It was good that game, chat. It was good that game. I will admit. Oh, I think the stream. I think the stream's gotta end. I gotta go get Bear. It's been a good one, everyone. It's been good. See ya. Thanks for hanging out. Where is this? Let me see this. But no, it legitimately felt very good that game. I might be coming around a little. We'll see. The first game just got thaw seized. Eldrazi Woodland. This is the aspiring spike build that's apparently all on. Oh, I see. This is a shifting woodland deck. I think I did see that deck. I just didn't think of it as an Eldrazi deck. But I guess it is sort of an Eldrazi. There are Eldrazi in the deck. Yeah, that could be fun to try. Shifting Woodlands, I think, has potential to be a very powerful card. How does Zombies combo in this format? With no Gravecrawler. Oh, what I was trying to say before. So here's my thinking right now. My guess is this. My guess is that short-term Modern Horizons 3 release, the Eldrazi will mostly be good in Modern. Because you're missing some big pieces on Arena, with the biggest probably being Eldrazi Temple, to have 2 soul lands. So I think that short-term, I'm not sure Wizards is even, really pushing them to be super good in Timeless right now. And my expectation is 6 months from now or something, Wizards will drop an anthology that has Eldrazi Temple and Reality Smasher, and then people are going to be like, oh my god, Eldrazi are super good, and then you can play them in Timeless too. But for the short term, I think that Eldrazi are kind of a little bit just missing some pieces that are kind of important in Timeless. Potato David for the 31st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Opponent assembling the team. Are the new Eldrazi worth having in Vintage Cube? I think some of them are. Well, there's the Soul Trader. I would really like to One Ring, but I think we have to just Thought Knot here to make sure we don't get comboed somehow. Wow. Liliana Untouched by Death. Another Warren Soul Trader and assemble the team. Well, we're going to take assemble the team and go from there. Opponent. They could sack the Soul Trader, play Liliana. Oh, if you got a combo with Liliana Touched by Death, it gets a little trickier. Do you think this could work in Modern? Let me see, Thingam. How are you, by the way? Opponent gets down the Lily. Gonna mill 3 cards. Well, go to combat. Hit the Lily. Down to 1.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Mind Stone and Radiant Fountain and 1 ring. And draw a card. Ooh, Devour Destiny. Devour's actually very good here. Yeah, our opponents, they are definitely playing a very fair deck in Timeless. Perhaps a bit too fair. We'll see. They might actually beat us, though. So what do you think of this deck in Modern? Another Soul Trader. Well, let's draw with the 1 ring. Ooh, those are some draws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we do everything? So if we play Labyrinth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is so good. Play Labyrinth. Exile the Devourer for now. Devour of Destiny. Exile the Liliana. Actually, exile the Soul Trader for now. Thought Knot. Kill the Liliana. And now we still have our Mythic Dismember up. If our opponent plays another Soul Trader, Mythic Dismember is going to get him. As much as being a Mythic is awkward on Arena, that art's pretty funny. It's like a person being pulled apart by... What is actually going on in that art, on second thought? So the link to your Ponza deck... Oh, I see. The first one didn't work. The second one did. That art is actually kind of wild. Is that a face? Are those teeth? Are they eating that person? Is that a person? Why do they have so many arms? What is going on in this art? What is going on in the new... Does anyone know? I'm actually seriously curious what's going on in that art. Well, one ring. Kill. Ooh, my God, Forsaken Monument. Well, draw with the one ring. Oh, that's a new Lamog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we can't quite do it this turn. But we can play a Forsaken Monument. And then play a Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Play a Mind Stone. Gain a little bit of life. And, yeah, one more turn. Except our opponent's going to die too early. Well... I don't know if this matchup is very telling for how things go in Timeless, because our opponent was playing a very fair-looking deck, but we got him. Hey, what's up, Winzo? How are you? Could this deck work in Modern? Let's see. This is Modern Ponza. Yeah, I mean, so I built a modern Ponza deck, and I think it's got potential. Mine was not trying to splash into red for Flage. I will say, I mean, you can probably make it work. But going into the basic planes with Blood Moon is a little bit scary. So, I don't know. I guess I'm not 100% sold on Flage. My build ended up looking like this. So kind of the same, like, Flare with one-drop plan, which I think is kind of the core of the deck. And then you get Micro Spawns, Karns, and so forth. So it was a little more, I guess, traditional stuff on the top end. I think Flage is really strong. I don't know if I try to splash in my Blood Moon deck, though. The Blood Moon aspect is a little scary. Yeah, I think this set's super sweet. It got me to play... Abriel Grazer, so you know it's doing something. Are you part of the MTO Creator Showdown this weekend, or was it only Modern for you? Not playing the Creator Showdown this weekend. Had other stuff already on my schedule. I think in the future, I think the plan is to do more of them. So it's definitely something that I'm hoping to do in the future. But not doing this one. Devour Destiny's so good. It's basically Once Upon a Time. So you get to like get the card on top of your deck for next turn, and then you still have the Devour of Destiny, so it doesn't cost you a card. It's at its best when you hit a Ugin's Labyrinth, which we didn't. But the Ugin's Labyrinth makes it even better. Then you exile it to Labyrinth and just pop off. Shianicon. What is Shianicon, Bucket Man? Is that a magic thing? Land go. Have you tried a Brawl deck with New Sorn as your commander? It's so powerful I keep stealing opponents' commanders. Ooh, that does sound really sweet. I have not played any Brawl with the new set. I've been focused on Timeless and on Modern so far. So I haven't played any Brawl with the new set yet, but that does sound really cool. Oh, well, you never know. Krim might be there. Krim does like his animes and his cons. Oh, that's what it is, Orion. Olorian. Oh, that's tough. I feel like, what did we play him before? Was it Historic? Where do we play Zombie Combo? Did we actually play it in Timeless? Yeah, I like the plan of the deck. Bitter Triumph, Lightning Bolt. All those are bad for us. I guess we have to take Bitter Triumph. The plan of the deck, I wish we could play it in, like, Explorer/Pioneer. I'm just not sure if it's quite powerful enough to keep up in Timeless. But then you don't have Soul Trader, right? If you play in Pioneer or something. Yeah, I mean, we're getting wrecked here. That's a lot of Swift Spears. That's a lot of Swift Spears. Lightning X, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip to your favorite. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bonus. Hits us to 7, draws another card. It's going to take a lot of one ringing. A lot of one rings. So one thing I've learned playing Eldrazi since this set dropped is it's pretty much dependent on having a soul land. Like, when you have a land that makes 2 mana, the deck feels very, very good. The challenge in Timeless is you only get one of them, since there's no Eldrazi Temple, so your odds of finding it are just not as high. When you do have lands that are making 2 mana, it feels busted. Collected Company, I could see that. Oh, I guess Dark Ritual makes sense. Yeah, Dark Ritual could help speed it up. What the deck really, really, really needs, and this is another card I hope they add soon, Alorion. But what the deck really needs is Gravecrawler. Like, once they add Gravecrawler, then I think its Timeless power level is probably going to go up quite a bit. I think that's the biggest piece it's missing right now. Because that just makes the combo so much faster. Then you don't even really need the Liliana so much. Liliana's like, I remember that deck. It's like a necessary evil card in the deck. It's kind of like a little bit clunky and it's 4 mana, but it's like the only way to actually make the combo work. So once they add Gravecrawler, the deck's gonna pop off. It's gonna be so good. Hey Bucket Man, thank you for the gift subs. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Viscera Seer, I feel like that's more replaceable. Honestly, for the zombie deck, I wish we had Carrion Feeder. Carrion Feeder would be the... Oh, boys. These mythic dismembers. So wait, actually, what is that art? So it's... There's so many things I do not understand. So first off, the big thing's got 3 hands. And 2... And the face, like 2 rows of teeth, and the face is messed up. And then the thing they're pulling apart has 4 sets of arms. I don't know why I can't get over that. There's way too many limbs in that art. Read the flavor text. Is there flavor text? I don't even see flavor text. Okay, so unfortunately, the other problem with Dismember is paying 4 life to kill a red 1-drop is not especially good. Not the best. Maybe we bring in, I guess, a Forsaken Monument. Maybe Forsaken Monument could actually steal. Drivnod. Oh, wait, Drivnod has 4 arms. That was one of the... I have not spent a lot of time looking at Drivnod's art, because that's like one of the Praetors that just didn't do anything. Let's see. Is this true? Are you leading me astray, chat? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 3, but still. Yeah, that lines up. Oh wait, it actually is Drivnod. I think you're correct. Where's this Dismember? Special guess. Yeah. I mean, I think that checks out. It kind of looks like big Drivnod pulling apart little Drivnod, actually. Yeah, I think that's right. Why the Drivnod reference of all things? All right, here we go. Flesh Taker. Now we can see the power of Devourer of Destiny. We have a solar land, so it should be a good one. Reveal the Devourer. Go digging for how many lands we have? 1, 2, 3. Let's take a Mind Stone. Exile the rest. Turn 1. Ugin's Labyrinth. Exile the Devourer Destiny. Pass the turn. And now we're off to the races. Chat, y'all been on fire today. I mean, we'll see. Glaring Fresh Raker. It gets another chance here. If the Glaring Fresh Raker is good again this game, I don't know what to say. Chat, S tier. I mean, you're always S tier in my heart, but S tier in your recommendations too. Flesh Raker and Drivnod. Opponent, Monastery, Swift Spear. Don't kill it. Come on. Den of the Bugbear. And, Gleeful Demolition. Okay, that's fine. Sure, get in there. Flesh Raker, alive, not dead yet. We'll play a land and wait. So when we cast a colorless spell, we make a Scion. So if we cast this, we get a Scion. I wish we could cast the other one, then we'd really pop off. But so we can cast a Mind Stone, trigger the Flesh Raker, get a Dork, ping ya, and then Thought Knot using the Scion, make another Scion, ping ya. Okay, maybe Flesh Raker is actually the real deal. Take a Swift Spear. I mean, when it lives, it actually is like a ton of value. No text. Dismember flavor text. No one has heard Drivnod speak, but we have seen him do unspeakable things. He drifts over Isha. A deathly whisper rides the wind. I can never watch for long. I turn away and hide. Kara Virtus Resistant Spy Master. Oh, wait, Devilish Valet? What is... We're running into the spice today in Timeless. Well, we're going to do some more flesh raking. And then Snow-Covered Waste and Thought Not Seer. Double trigger it. Trigger. Spawn and ping and ping. I'm working on it. It's my dramatic narrator voice. We'll take the epic claw. And do we even attack? They're just gonna block. They got no cards. They got a single channel land in hand. Devilish Valet's scary, but it shouldn't be able to kill us with no cards in hand, right? Can we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, another one. So devilish about it. Oh, I don't know if I've ever done Morgan. Oh, another? Do we just keep playing Flesh Rakers? Can we? Should we? Actually, I think we need to do this. We need to get this back. We need to cast this. 2 Devilish Valet is just too much. Well, I wish how do you do Morgan Freeman? I've never tried to do Morgan Freeman before. You just got to be like God, right? You gotta think like God. Morgan Freeman's probably the best narrator voice. You gotta talk a little slow. What does Morgan Freeman say though? Think Shawshank, yeah. Swimming through poop. Yeah, that's the only parts I remember of Shawshank are the really gross parts, apparently. I remember it was a really good movie, but the only parts I remember now are like the gross parts. March of the Penguins. Oh yeah, March of the Penguins. He says titty sprinkle. Morgan Freeman doesn't say. All right, I know Morgan Freeman famous lines. Let's see. Opponent swings with everything. How do we avoid death here? You block here. 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 And we'll take the Swift Spear. All right. Let's see if we can get a Dr. Freeman. Was I always going to be here? No, it didn't sound right. Was I always going to be here? No, I was not. I was going to be homeless at one time. See, I can't do it. Can't do it. Morgan Freeman's just S tier narration. Can't do it. What was I? He's got that like kindly tone to his voice, and it's really hard. Was I? I can't do it right. Was I always going to be here? No, I was not. I was going to be homeless at one time. A taxi driver, truck driver. Yeah, I can't. There's only one Morgan Freeman. I did my best. Oh, he's kind of higher, isn't he? Was I? All right, I gotta listen here. Let me hear Morgan Freeman. Oh boy, I'm gonna get a copyright strike, but I guess it's worth it to.
The lower your voice is, the better you sound.
So if I yawned a lot,
yes,
I might start sounding like Morgan Freeman.
No, but you would certainly get a deeper voice.
golden-voiced Morgan Freeman. That
And drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt
And the
like
sun-
free men. Hell, we could have been tarring the roof of one of our own houses.
Hell, we could have been See, I can't do it. There's only one Morgan Freeman. You can't do it. You can't do it. There's only one. I know. I can't do it. I'm trying. Oh. Oh wait, we do have Chalice in the sideboard, don't we? Yeah, Chalice is great in this matchup. I guess I forgot that we had Chalice in our sideboard. Oh, chat. Scavenger grounds, go. Opponent. Amped Raptor. Into a See, Amped Raptor is so good. Like, this is great, right? Like, you got a 2-1 and you lightning bolt my face. Is that not just a really solid? And that's like almost the floor. Like, you're not hitting another creature or something super explosive. I think Amped Raptor. I am with. Oh dear. Well, I mean, at least we do have mana rocks, so it's not as bad as it maybe looks. It's still bad, but one ring. Draw with one ring. Ugin's Labyrinth. Not gonna do much here. Opponent. Reckless Pyro Surfer. When a land ETB is under your control, it gains haste until end of turn. Gleeful Demolition. Wow. It keeps getting worse. Well, we will draw some cards. We will play a Mind Stone, play a Ugin's Labyrinth, play another Mind Stone. We're putting up a better fight than I would have thought, considering we're getting Blood Mooned and our opponent is pulling up our mana rocks. Opponent, Epic Yaw. And I mean, you're still getting it for free, though. It's free. This is one of those cases where you see how much we're missing all is dust. Like, just that reset button is so big. And that's one of the biggest things we're missing here is just like, okay, you got off to the fast start. We reset the board and then continue to do our thing. Maybe, though. Maybe there's a world where this Forsaken Monument lets us catch up. So we get to play this. We can play the Forsaken Monument. Off of the Forsaken Monument, we can play a 1 ring and gain 2 life and get a new 1 ring and draw a card. Oh, it's Glary. It's Glary. That's what we needed. We're going to discard an Eldrifter. All right, hold. Come on, Forsaken Monument. Come on, Slickshot Show Off. Okay, we might need another 1 ring. We might need one more 1 ring. We're at 7. Let's draw with 1 ring, I think. Snow-covered waste. That's a basic. That's kind of huge. Okay. So our colorless sources make an extra mana. Our opponent's just gone so wide. Is there any way we can catch up? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can devour. Oh, yeah. Maybe we should just devour the moon. That might be better. Just do that right away and turn on our other stuff instead of playing Fleshraker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we'll have 8 mana. So we can Devour of Destiny. Gain 2. Get rid of the Blood Moon. And then we can 1, 2, 3, 4. Play a Fleshraker. Gain 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought Not Seer. Make a spawn. Gain 2. Ping ya. And it's a land. And That's what we got. Past the turn. Do we survive? Do we survive? The problem is they get to double battle cry, so I think we still die to Reckless Pyro Surfer of all things. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, maybe we don't. Maybe we survive. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be super close. Pounding land. Battle cry. Surveils. We need their card in hand to not do anything. Mills. Combat. Are we swinging out? Defense. Cha-cha-cha. Opponent swings with everything. Double battle cries. And did they also top deck a spell? Wow! No! No! Oh, why did they slow roll it? If you top deck the win, why did you slow roll it, opponent? Oh! Wow. That is unfortunate. Wow. Wow. Why did they slow roll? All right, one more and then I gotta go get Bear. Yeah, Exaxes. I mean, they had to. If it wasn't for the Thought Knot stealing their hand before, to make sure they didn't have anything going on, I would be less frustrated, but that's kind of brutal. I drafted a Nesting Grounds, and it can do some fun things with removing lore counters from sagas. Probably not good, maybe against Oddsworthy. Yeah, Nesting Grounds is definitely a unique card, that's for sure. Nadu is getting banned. I think Nadu is absolutely busted. We ended up 3-2 in the league, but one loss was to Nadu, and the other loss was to Mono Red Ruby Storm, which was just comboed faster than we did. They were just winning on turn 3, and we were winning on turn 3 or 4. But it is crazy. Yeah, it's really strong. Can we talk about slow play and stuff? Like you experienced this, right? People either distracted or playing slow to spite. What do you think the solution should be? Well, I mean, people being distracted, I think is one thing. Like, you can't really, I don't know if you can do anything about that. Like, there's opponent. We're going to be facing down some Arclight Phoenixes. Cast a spell, Arclight and Bloodghast and Demonic Tutor. Yeah, well, and Scoops. All right, that was something. So when it comes to people being distracted, I'm pretty empathetic of that. Like, people have other stuff going on in their life other than Magic. Someone has to go grab their kid. They have to go, whatever, deal with their pet or something. So stuff like that, whatever. I think playing slow out of spite, I don't know why her opponent would scoop there. It doesn't make any sense. Like, worst case, they had an Arclight in the graveyard and they had cast enough spells to get it back. So I am very confused why they would scoop there, because I'm pretty sure their deck was just like popping off and doing exactly what they were hoping it would. So yeah, I actually don't know. Maybe we can't Chalice. Can we Chalice? We gotta have the graveyard hate. I mean, I guess we can cut Null Drifters for Chalices. Yeah, let's try it. We'll try it like that. So, being distracted is one thing. If people are playing slow out of spite, I think that's something that's worth addressing. But I don't know how you address that. I want to say, well, you just make the arena clock slower by a bit, but then you're into... One thing I will say strongly is I don't think there needs to be a super long gap during mulligans before the game starts. That's one that... yeah, people might be doing important things like Morgan Freeman impressions. Before the game starts, there's like a really long period of time, like an excessively long period of time. I mean, you can report people. I don't think I've ever reported anyone. And I don't know I've heard the process is clunky. Maybe it's easier than I think. So you can. Yeah, the pregame one gets me because sometimes you sit there for like 3 or 4 minutes. It feels like as your opponent's like deciding on mulligans. That one I feel like should be shorter. The in-game one is just a tough balancing act. Do you think Arena would be better with the Moto system, which is the Moto system would be worse, right? Because the Moto system, you got to sit there for 10 minutes, I think, before someone actually times out. Delphi Guru, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 29th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. Instead of Yamaikos, you should be playing a blue-black one so you don't take as much damage from your Phyrexian Mana sideboard card. The Mythic Dismembers. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess we don't actually have any green in this deck, right? I think, yeah. This deck's a little thrown together. At the last minute. I feel like it might be possible that green is the right way to go, because Sowing Microspawn, I think, is very good. It does find our Ugin's Labyrinths and our other utility lands. So, but I think you're right. With where we're at currently, the blue-black one would be better, for sure. But maybe we should be playing Microspawn. It's tough. There's like too many good Eldrazi now. How's your MH3 been going, Seth? Fun or meh? I've been having a blast. I mean, not only have we been playing a lot of new stuff, we've seen our opponents playing a lot of cool new stuff too. So it's been super sweet. Any old decks you're thinking of revisiting with this Arena ad? So on Arena, is there anything I'm updating? So they're definitely old combo decks like that can use Warren Soul Trader in place of some of the other like sack outlets like Ashnod's Altar, Phyrexian Altar. So I think that'll happen. There's some modern stuff that definitely will get updated that's not exactly on Arena. Like Necrodominance in Blackburn, I think, is kind of ridiculous. So I definitely planning on redoing that. Like that's going to be coming up. I think Necrodominance, the more I play with Necrodominance, the more excited I get about it. That card, it's incredibly busted. But it might be fair just because of Bowmasters. Like, the games when your opponent doesn't have Bowmasters, and you have... Alright, one more, and then I really gotta go get Bear. Because that game didn't even really count. Our opponent didn't even play. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Oh yeah, a Necrodominance though. The games when your opponent doesn't have Bowmasters, kind of really strong, but then they could have Bowmasters, and if they do have Bowmasters, they can just wreck you and even lock you out of the game. So it might be a really strong card that actually plays fairly because of the counterplay, or fairly enough, if that makes sense. Well, Urza's Cave, go. We need a 7 for this Ugin's Labyrinth. I reported people would loop Nexus Fate with no win con. Yeah, that was maybe the peak of Arena being super slow. Oh god, that was so bad. Opponent. Yeah, it's like Civilization. Oh, did you hear they announced Civilization 6? That might actually make me... I've talked for a long time about doing a Civ stream, and maybe I actually just got to do a Civ stream, because I do really enjoy playing Civilization. So maybe Civ 6 is gonna make me do the Civ stream. How did your Bills draft? Or 7, yeah. 6 is the current one. You're correct, chat. See, chat, you're just... keeps getting better and better. You know what Civ's coming out better than I do. You made me play the janky Eldrazi that kind of worked a few times. Nailing it. 7, yeah, that's what I meant. 6 is the one that I didn't really like at first, but it's grown on me. How did the Bills draft? Yeah, I don't know. It's too early to tell, I guess. They ended up picking a receiver after trading down a bunch, who seems like a super funny guy. I guess I'm happy with it just because his personality seems great just from the clips they've showed like on social media and stuff. He just looks like He just looks like like someone you'd enjoy hanging out with. He just like seems to really be enjoying the process of it. How good he's gonna be, that's a whole nother question that I don't really know the answer to. Like, I'm still kind of on the fence, but I was also someone who thought Josh Allen, well, I still believe that Josh Allen's odds of succeeding were like 10% maybe, 15, like some low percent. And it ended up working out, so what do I know? What do we take here? That's a pretty loaded hand. Dark Ritual, Colgan's Command, Graveyard Trespasser, Beseech. I mean, it's always going to be a loaded hand with a Necro out there. So I guess we take March? Let's take March, because that can gain life. And pass the turn. Opponent. Land. We just got to punish them by getting their life total low enough. Necros. For some reason, out of 15. Necros. Oh, they're going to Necro a bunch and then sack it to Beseech the Mirror, I guess? What happened to Beseech the Mirror? This card got so much hype. I mean, I guess it still sees some fringe play, right? It sees some fringe play, but it certainly hasn't ended up being as strong. I guess it's mostly been a Storm card in Legacy, really. But wow, they didn't even sack it. Wait, they just went to 9? Necroed a bunch and didn't Beseech the Mirror? Huh. That's not what I was expecting. Opponent, gonna discard some to hand size. I mean, we do have another Thought Knot. We can't just Thought Knot again. Opponent. Passes. We draw Yav Mayako. So I'll go to combat. Hit you with the Thought Knot Seer. I guess it can Bowmaster's Chump. Sheoldred's Edict. Alright, opponent's gonna make a sack, draw a card. Well, let's just One Ring. I don't think they can win through the One Ring. So One Ring, get protection. Ugin's Labyrinth, Exile Devourer. And pass the turn. All right, opponent. Do your worst. Opponent. Is our opponent Storm? Is this like... It reminds me of some of the Necro Storm decks. Dark Ritual. And... But they're also playing like Graveyard Trespassers. It is a interesting mix. Graveyard Trespasser gonna eat the Thought Knot Seer. And, well, we will draw with the One Ring. Oh, that's an Ulamog. I don't think we can cast it yet, but untap. Well, okay, in response, we will One Ring again. Ooh, Fleshraker. Fleshraker. And another One Ring. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There might be hope and a Null Drifter. So we can play the land. Play the Fleshraker. Second One Ring. Make a spawn. Keep the One Ring. Pass the turn. Autumn Jake, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big thank you. Why play Graveyard Trespasser in Storm, though? That's what's throwing me off. Graveyard Trespasser is just such a mid-rangey card. The rest of the deck seems like you could play it in Storm, especially with Necro. Something like March, like really good with Necro. But Graveyard Trespasser just odd. Found it. Necros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opponent's still going. Down to 6. And is it worth drawing with the One Ring? Opponent gets in with the Trespasser. Hits us. How do we get in 6 points of damage? Yeah, I guess it could be filler. Maybe they're waiting for the wild cards for something. I was trying to figure out if there was any merit to it. I guess it hates on the graveyard. It's instant on a life gain. Well, all right. Opponent flips it. And bolts the Flesh Raker. All right. Unfortunate. And we draw Volatile Fault. Well, let's Thought Nazir. Snag something. Necro's so incredibly busted. March of Wretched Sorrow. So we can't actually stop this in any meaningful way? Huh. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I guess that works. Just means our opponent gains a ton more life, so they can use their Necro a ton more times. We still get the Thought Knot. Oh, I have no idea what our opponent's deck's doing. That is the most mid-rangey Storm deck I've ever seen. Exile a creature, make a couple spawns. So get rid of the Bowmasters. Oh, we make a couple spawns, get rid of the Bowmasters. And then we get to draw with the One Ring. I mean, we're going to cast a new Ulamog. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we can actually cast a new Ulamog, and it's going to be fairly big. We have a 7-drop in Exile, which is kind of huge. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure. But they just get to keep Necroing. Like, they've drawn... They have 36 cards left in their deck. They've drawn so many cards. Opponent hits us to 12. Yeah. Timeless is definitely missing some of the big Eldrazi hitters, for sure. All is Dust, Eldrazi Temple. Eye of Ugin and All is Dust can be too much. Nadu's pretty busted, yeah. It's pretty busted. This is Timeless, yeah. We started off in Modern today, played some Nadu in Modern, and then we're just playing a couple matches of Timeless to wrap things up. But yeah, we did a Modern League with Nadu to kick things off. Opponent passes. Well, yeah. Ulamog, cast it. Exile half your deck. We successfully have cast an Ulamog the Defiler. It is going to be very large. It is a 14/14 Annihilator 7. All right, opponent. I don't know what you're doing, but do it. Do your worst. Do your worst, Rakdos things. Also, ward sec 2 permanents. It should have ward equal to the number of counters, too. By the way, is Nadu Hogaak? How's the deck? Oh, the deck's the combo's so over the top. I don't know what Wizards was thinking printing Nadu. It's really good. Opponent's gonna bolt our face. Down to 8. Well, they pretty much need to kill us this turn because... And they might be able to. Because if they don't kill us this turn, Annihilator 7 is going to be very bad for our opponent. Very, very bad. Opponent, Orcish Bowmasters. Gonna ping us. So we go to 7. We can block this. 6/5. 4-3-2. Oh, I think we're just dead, right? So we block here. So we take 1 from this. We go to 6. 5-4-3. I guess we're at 1 right now. Oh, but then the 1 ring. So yeah, I think we actually are just straight up dead if our opponent plays properly. Opponent's got 16 cards left in their deck. The problem is Annihilator. Wow. Okay, maybe we're not straight up dead. The problem is Annihilator only triggers when... I mean, they could still have a Bolt. That's possible. Opponent exiles down to 6. There's just not enough creatures left in the graveyard for our opponent to exile to win with Glutton. We're only taking 1 from the 1 ring. I thought they were going to get us with Kolaghan's Command. But maybe they have a Lightning Bolt still. Opponent. I mean, they can draw to try to find a Lightning Bolt, and you might as well, I guess. Activates. Are there Lightning Bolts left in their deck? 1, 2. We exiled half their deck. 3. There's 1. There's 1 bolt left. Opponent's going to draw all the way, and they have about a 50-50 shot, I think. Opponent attacks with everything. Exiles some stuff. Or not. We kill your graveyard Glutton. We drop to 3. Did you hit a bolt? Or is it in the bottom 10? Here comes the cards. That determines the game. Do we annihilate our opponent out of the game, or do they find a Lightning Bolt? 5 more shots, 4 more shots, 3 more shots. Come on. No bolt. We just want to annihilate just a little bit. Gosh darn it. All right. Yep. Well, opponent had what? 40% chance of winning? 40%, I think, on that turn, and they hit it, unfortunately. So the 40%er, yeah, I think, like I said, Eldrazi are coming up in Modern on the YouTube. I know we should have exiled chose the other half. Eldrazi are coming up on the YouTube. I'm pretty hyped about Eldrazi in Modern. I think Eldrazi are going to be very good in Modern. Timeless, I don't think our opponent's a Storm deck. I think they're just playing Rakdos midrange with Necro. I'm pretty sure. That's what it looks like to me, at least. I'm still not sure about Fleshraker. In the matchups where it lives, it's very strong. But then in matchups like this, I kind of wish it was a Matter Reshaper. I don't know if Chalice is worth it against this deck. Our opponent has a pretty wide range of mana values. Ugim's Labyrinth. Not making 2 mana here. Yeah, we didn't play any Scam today. I feel like Scam, I don't know, we're definitely going to play it at some point, because that's the other one. Nadu in Modern, I feel like, has a chance to be Hogaak in Modern, and then in Timeless, my brain can't comprehend how it's not incredibly how Scam is not incredibly busted, so we're going to have to play it at some point. All I played is Scam. Yeah, we haven't really played against Scam. We've only played a couple of matches, because we've been playing mostly Modern, but opponent, Croxes. Well, we will get rid of a Mind Stone for now, unfortunately. We did kind of want that. Well, Volatile Fault and Thought Not Sia. Lightning Bolt and Dark Ritual. Well, we will take the... Well, I guess the Bolt. Take the Bolt past the turn. If we draw 7, we can play Echoes of Eternity next turn, which would be pretty funny. Polluted Delta. Well, let's play Cavern on Eldrazi. Go to combat. Hit ya. down to 15. Oh, opponent gonna crack the fetch. We probably end up using Kozilek's command to just get rid of this Kroxa. Opponent gets a Blood Crypt. Untaps. Scam isn't faster than Show and Tell, and that's why. I mean, but does Show and Tell do anything against Scam? Don't you just take all the good cards out of their hand? Oh, this is gonna be brutal for our opponent. We will exile X cards from graveyards and make X spawns. So we make 3 spawns. Exile and exile and exile. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Kozilek's command's actually really good. Kozilek's command, that surprise value that you don't expect out of colorless decks. Now we just need something to go with our Echoes. Opponent gonna make a little mana. Watch that not be their plan, and they actually had another March of Wretched Sorrow. Okay. Yup. And draws a card and passes. Well, we will play a Sadugan's Labyrinth, play an Echoes of Eternity, and if we ever draw anything big, it's going to be sweet. Opponent going to Blood Moon us. Well, that's awkward. And a Swamp and an Orcish Bowmasters. I mean, we still can play our colorless stuff if we draw it. Opponent passes. All right, Fleshraker, X2. Here you go, chat, just for you. Popping off, popping off. We'll play the Labyrinth, pass the turn. Come on, big Eldrazi, we're so close. I brewed Jetmir Cats for Brawl with the new update, kind of sweet. Ooh, what did, ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, we got an F6. Oh, there's a Bowmaster. Do we even do it? Yeah, all right. Play the One Ring. Get some triggers. Get some triggers. I mean, we got to do it. Man, maybe Echoes of Eternity is good. It's like, maybe it's win more, but look at what we're doing. With Echo of Eternity on the battlefield, every card we cast is just like win the game. The amount of value it generates is absolutely wild. Wait, do we just literally win here? What even happened? We don't even need to attack first. We just win, apparently. That dealt way more damage than I realized. What did you add to your ball deck? Wow, that was okay. Okay, Flesh Taker. I'm starting to see the appeal. Yeah, I was holding control for One Ring. I was holding control because I wanted to draw in between, but yeah, that was just like 20 damage. We didn't do anything. We just played that silly Flush Reaver that the chat was so high on and apparently correct about. Ooh, Relic. All right. Well, here we go, opponent. No thought seizing, please. Well, let's Self-Friend's Void. And scry away a Radiant Fountain. Relic of Progenitus, go. New Ajani, Ocelot Pride, Urza's Incubator. Way better than I thought. Yeah, New Ajani has been very impressive. I haven't tried it in Brawl yet, but when I've seen it pop up in 60-card formats, it's been surprisingly good. 4 triggers to create... Oh, that's what I was missing. The tokens doubled up, too. I was thinking, yeah, the damage doubles up. That makes sense. I wasn't considering the tokens also doubling up, which is kind of wild. How many cards you got in your graveyard? 1? All right, so we'll just make you exile. Discard a Yavimaya Ghost. And make you exile. Get rid of the Kroxa. Play another Void. Devour of Destiny. Yeah, all right, we'll keep it. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent, swamp, and blood moons us. Well, scavenger grounds and one ring. And draw with the one ring. Okay, we just need the Guardian Idol to live. Please don't kill the Guardian Idol. We really need that. Opponent, land, and passes. One ring triggers. Now we will play the Thought Not Seer. There's the Bowmaster in response. You got two of them. Really? Okay, lightning bolts. And we will exile. This Blood Moon's kind of getting us at the moment. We'll take... Wow, Demonic Tutor and Beseech? Ew, ugh. They can't cast Beseech, so we'll take the Demonic Tutor. Play off Maya Coast. Are we just going to have to play through this Bowmasters? 1, 2, 3. We really need one more... We need a Mind Stone. We need one more colorless source. Or some other way to get rid of the Bowmasters, and then we're in business. Opponent. Passes. One ring. Hits us. Well. Volatile Fault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I hate Bowmasters. Bowmasters. So we just gotta pass? I guess we just gotta pass and pray. The problem is we're on the one ring clock. So we can't just do nothing or we're gonna die to the one ring. We can't block with the Guardian Idol because of the Sheoldred's Edict. Opponent. Draws a Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah. Looks like we got Blood Moon. Do we activate? We're dead either way, right? I mean, I guess we wait and see. We got to draw exactly waste. One ring. Ha. So if we activate this, how do we catch back up? I mean, we got to do it. We got to do it. One ring. Activate. We need our colorless lands. We do not draw our colorless lands. So we get pinged. The dork grows. I'll play a one ring. Legend rule the one ring. Good gosh, GoBots are flooded on Moto. Yeah, set release day. Always gets super wild. Well, let's one ring again. And I guess exile the relic. Yeah. GG. Well, that's fair. Blood Moon's a good card. Null Drifter seems bad. I mean, I think Null Drifter's fine. I think the bigger issue is we're getting Blood Moon locked. Not gonna do much when we just can't cast. If anything, Null Drifter is the only card we can actually cast in our hand. It's got some upside as being the only card we can cast. Opponent passes. At this point, even if we draw a colorless land, which we don't, yeah. Well, just for all the Null Drifter fans, let's cast the Null Drifter. And wow, still no colorless lands. GG. So yeah, so what do we learn today? I think Eldrazi, we'll keep messing around with them. But like I said, I'm actually way more excited about Eldrazi in Modern than I am in than I am in Timeless. I think Timeless are just missing a lot of pieces right now. In Modern, I think they're actually very exciting and very good. I think you can do some fun, like, janky stuff with them, but I don't think they're, yeah, drift our nulls and draw some cards, indeed. So yeah, I think they're a little janky in Timeless. They're just missing a lot of pieces, but they got a lot of new power from the set. Meanwhile, in Modern, Nadu actually kind of busted. Yeah, I never complain about getting Blood Moon. Those are the rules. If you're gonna Blood Moon people, you can't get salty when you get Blood Moon. Hope you could check out my stuff. Great stream today as always. Ooh, what was I checking out for you, Bucket Man? I'm sorry, I don't remember. So reminders on the way out the door today. Replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. One more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Even get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they'll hook you up. I will check it out, Bucket Man. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love y'all so much. I hope you have an amazing day. Have a great week. Check out the YouTube, and I'll see you next week to have even more streaming fun. So until then, everyone, I love y'all. Be good, and I will talk to you soon.